Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? You know me by now, so yeah, well, good job. I don't have to say anything about me. But yeah, welcome on ZSR, welcome to the final round 1 match of the accessible tournament, of the first ever accessible tournament, which is ATZ versus Glitchymon. You might wonder, hey, Glitchymon, didn't he come in 17th in the qualification races? Yes, he did. But Runner Guy dropped out, and we talked about it a lot, and most of you know it by now. So yeah, Glitchymon came in instead, and he will face off ATZ and hopefully whoop his ass, because I want to see ATZ make his run through the losers bracket. But yeah, let's not talk a lot anymore, but instead go to our brackets page, because we still have a bit of time on our hands, and introduce our commentators for today, who will be Monstrous and Technotastic. Guys,
Hey guys, what's up?
what is up?
Hello.
Today's gonna be a pretty fun race.
Oh yeah, well.
As you can see here, we have the brackets, and yeah, we have the final round 1 match here. ATZ vs Glitchymon. The winner of this match will face off against Juke in the second round, and the winner of that one will match up against Bloody Biscuit. So yeah, this match right here actually is holding up the bracket quite a bit, so we need to get going.
And we need to clean this one up. We got round 2s to go on.
Yeah, indeed. And yeah, Bloody played like a champ. He's already in round 3. So just a little information. Later on, in around 5 hours, we'll have the next Accessible Weekly live on ZSR. I hope these guys will be finished by now. I talked to Randobot about it and said, hey Randobot, can you please not give us an all dungeon seed today? You know, don't be a sucky bitch again. That's what I said. And we'll see if Randobot cooperated. I'm not sure yet. Maybe. If not, I will just ban him or something.
Randobot loves to give really awful seeds.
Yeah.
We have a backup anyway.
Yeah, Randobot 2 is coming up hot. But I heard he likes what his father does, and he's now generating all dungeon seeds only as well. So
Do you think when we make Randobot 3 that it'll be even worse than the others?
yeah, probably. Because
Is that possible?
yeah, I hope.
Just constantly has King 4 on 4, King 4 on 4 required every time.
But yeah, we'll look into it, and yeah, we have 2 more minutes on our hands. That's a lot. So guys, give me a bad joke. Come on.
Ooh, a bad joke?
Yeah.
I mean, if you just watch me play, that's a bad joke.
Oof.
Oof.
Nice self-burn.
Yeah. Don't burn yourself.
Oh, that's fine. I got a Goron Tunicon. We'll be good.
There you go.
Yes, Sound and
There you
Furry,
go.
I gotta apologize for that. You are not allowed to say that, so don't do it. But since I own this shit, I am allowed to. That's just how it goes, you know. And yeah, my commentary is a bad joke, I know, but you know, that's why I'm not commentating, because
Don't worry, that's why we're here. We've got
Yeah.
you covered.
don't worry. I am just here for the memes and to annoy ATZ, mostly, you know.
Memes are an important part of society now. If you don't get your memes, then who knows what could happen.
Wow, Admiral
Yes.
Flapjack. That's an advanced joke. Wow. Oof.
I got that. That's nice. I like
yeah,
it.
that was a good one. All right, let's just mute the music and go over to the layouts, just because why not? And it's almost time, so yeah, here we go. That's our layouts, and we have both streams on. And now I just say I'm gonna mute myself, and the commentators have to handle the remaining 2 minutes, because hey, that's your job,
Sure.
right? So
Wait, that's our job?
yeah, that's your job.
Oh, damn it.
So
I didn't sign up for this.
you will come up with something, and enjoy, everyone.
Alright. So, Techno, what do you think's going to happen? Who's your favourite for this race?
Well, I mean, would it be a surprise if I said ATZ?
No, it wouldn't be a surprise. I would say that's a lot of people's favourites, but I would say I'm going to root for Glitchymon. I'm rooting for him.
He's a good player, for sure.
I mean, they're both stellar players, but ATZ is not indestructible, as we saw in the Run and Guy race. So don't have ATC shoot in for a win. Glitchymon is a very good racer and could show up to be winning this one.
Yeah, I can't wait to see ATZ actually like check the pedestal, but like
Oh,
go
yes.
through it very slowly.
Yeah, 10 seconds per double checks. Yeah, I would recommend for ATC to make sure he gets the correct medallions for the dungeons.
Yes, that would definitely make the run go a lot faster.
Definitely a 15-minute time save.
Especially because it was Shadow, and that's like one of the worst dungeons to go through.
Yeah, that's one of the longest.
We do get a free song though, so that's nice.
Yeah, first medallion starts are really nice because you just get a free song off the bat. Like, it definitely makes heading to Adult CAC first a much stronger play if you're considering not doing that. Now you can just get that song and get the one from Song of Storms.
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
And they'll be starting, it seems. Glitchy's going off, and ATC needs to wake up.
there we go.
Just giving 7 extra seconds to Glitchymon, the disrespect. Thinks he's got this in the bag. A nice dark blue color to start off with.
Yes, lovely. It's lovely navy blue, I would say.
Yeah. Not my personal favorite. I'm more of a pink-orange kind of guy, but blue's definitely good.
Oh yeah. Pink, orange, red. I like a nice red color.
Both racers will be heading off to the Kokiri sword chest, so we'll see what the first item of this randomizer gives. I'm calling a blue fee.
Oh, you were close.
Close enough, at least it was useful. For later.
At least some amount of health is required to beat the game, therefore that is a go item.
One step closer to being go mode if they ever get hit. So, what do you think, Mido? Is Mido going to be good today, do you reckon?
You know, I'm feeling at least one go mode item in it.
One go mode? Alright, I'm feeling it as well.
ATZ just getting a little confused on the way to Mido's house.
Which way to Mido's house? He should have read the signs. They're
Yeah,
right there.
exactly.
Alright. So we've already got a different strat from ATC and Glitchy. ATC going for the counter-clockwise Mido, whilst Glitchy goes the clockwise.
Well, that was just like one of the worst Midos I've seen in a long time, actually.
That was awful. Oh man, Mido is just not being kind today. So be heading off into Hyrule Fields, and we'll see how they decide to open. This is the part where racers like to diverge. Some like going to Hyrule Castle immediately, some just like to go to the open grotto to the south, and there's some more divergences there, such as Gerudo Valley, or if they're fast, they can nab all the way to Hyrule Castle and get in just in time. So we'll see what they'll be doing.
Yep. Looks like Glitchy's going for the Lake Hylia open grotto, and ATZ's actually going straight to Hyrule Castle, looks like.
It looks like he's going to Child CAC, actually. With that
It could
angle.
be.
I don't think I've seen
Should be
ATC do
interesting.
this yet. Is he just going for the chickens and ignoring Skull Mask? Because ideally, you'd want to do Child CAC after ZL to hand in Zelda's letter, because that's just the perfect time.
Right.
Otherwise, you'd have to go back a second time as a child.
He is going kick. You see, I usually have that angle because I'm really bad at angling my back walks, so then I just re-angle halfway through. But no, he's just going.
He's just going for it. I think it's a bit of a gamble, just ignoring Skull Mask, I think. That's ATZ's plan. But going for the 2-minute 30-ish chickens. It's a rare sight to behold. We'll see if Glitchy gets anything good from the South Open grotto chest in Hyrule Field.
Just another recovery.
Nothing today. And Glitchy seems to be opting for the Gerudo Valley route afterwards. He's going to save. I imagine if there's nothing good in Gerudo Valley, he'll reset back to Kokiri Forest to maintain his day-night. If it's good, he'll just keep going, and we'll see what he does from there.
Yeah, I've started using this strat, and it's actually pretty nice.
I use this strat a lot as well. Though there are some variations. Some prefer to just ignore the save reset and do Deku Tree immediately afterwards to reset their day-night, if their money's good.
Right.
ATC finishing up chickens. It's a very early chicken, so we'll see if it pays off. Otherwise,
yeah, it's
Glitchy...
super early.
Yeah, it is incredibly early, but Who knows? Maybe Andrew will finally have something good. I rarely get anything good from her. She does not like me personally.
I have skipped chickens my last like 3 races, and it has not hurt me.
I think I've only skipped it once, and it just so happened to be the Stone of Agony. So, going by the races in this tournament, that's probably a good thing.
Exactly. Don't read your hints. That's all you gotta do.
Stone of Agony's cursed. Let's see what Gerudo Valley holds for Glitchy. A huge rupee? That's quite nice early. You don't have to farm rupees outside the castle, but nothing worth saving for. So he might still reset if there's nothing good behind the waterfall.
Unless he does go for the save reset Deku with that money he just got.
That's also possible.
I doubt it, but he could.
He could. Need to see finishing up chickens. So Andrew, what do you have for us today? It is gonna be... I'm gonna say it's gonna be an item. I think it's gonna be good.
The chicken didn't get in the pen. He's trolling.
Oh, that troll chicken. Wait,
You forgot a chicken.
Oh, that is very unfortunate routing. Go ahead, ATC. I think you forgot the one up there.
Yeah. Or did you forget the... Yeah, I think you forgot the one up by the guard.
I'm pretty sure he chucked it in, but perhaps it escaped or went on the fence. And
I think it might have been on the fence. Yeah, and then he went to the grotto.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. It seems Glitchy getting nothing from Gerudo Valley, so he'll be resetting and most likely heading to Hyrule Field. ADC missing a minute of time due to unfortunate chickens, but we'll see if it pays off.
Well, it was a bot.
I mean, vanilla bottle, kind of. It wasn't empty, unfortunately, but close enough.
Well, he's gonna have to get the bugs right away to try and get more skulls.
I mean, I suppose that's the best use of time right now, but the gamble did not pay off. I would say if Skullmasker's anything good, ACC will already be behind, as he would have to come back here as a child, and not really achieve anything other than hand in Child's Letter.
Right. Unless he does bottom the well at that point, but he has to come back again anyway.
So let's hope he gets a Nocturne. Glitchy heading to Hyrule Field whilst ATC just behind him.
Yes, ATZ's time of day is going to be a lot further off than Glitchy's, though.
You won't have to wait too long if he decides to do that.
Right.
But Glitchy pretty much, it becomes night for him instantly as he walks out to grab the weird egg.
Yeah, for sure.
Some good chain climbing. Could you imagine randomizers without this money farming spot?
I didn't know about it for a while, and once I figured that out, I was like, man, this is amazing.
The early part of Randomizer has a lot about stick management and conversely money management, because you money to buy sticks. So without that farming slot, it would be so difficult. You'd have to waste a bunch of time farming money and being so careful with your sticks. Both players opting to max out the sticks as much as they can, saving the 20 rupees for the charge shooting game. So we'll see how they do on that.
I've had a bad string of shooting games.
I don't often fail it, but when I do, it's spectacularly bad.
Oh yeah.
Like, it doesn't just, you barely miss it, you just go all over the place. At least that's how it happens for me. But these two racers are far better than me. They know how to do it. Glitchy cleans it up, but gets a heart piece for his troubles.
Showing off the superiority of that N64 aim.
N64 Master Race, as Glitchy showed earlier.
Grabbing his weird egg. Oh, ATZ going straight to the Temple of Time.
This is a nice divergence. I mean, there might be time to head to Adult Cat before it hits nighttime.
There could be, and then he just the save quit to get back here.
That's what ATC could be planning to do, because he does have the Forest Medallion. He would get 2 songs from this.
Yes, and the songs are super powerful early game.
Songs just provide so much mobility, so many checks. I mean, the best one you ideally want is Zelda's Lullaby, CL, because it just offers so much.
Oh, baby.
Ooh, Song of Storms. Though, if you're AZZ and you've just done chickens, I'm not sure you really want that. Oh, Glitchymon gets a Hylian shield from Richard. Showcasing why you don't buy Hylian shields.
Alright, going very slowly here. Very slowly.
Very slowly. Okay. Be careful with the Shadow Temple ATC. Alright, I think he's got it correct this time.
He actually, I believe, has the water and shadow reversed just because on the tracker they're backwards.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Water. Yeah, they're reversed. Like I said, that doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, he's got the correct ones. Really, I only tend to care about where the Forest Medallion is.
Right, yeah, it doesn't matter too much.
Hmm.
And since the Shadow and Spirit are, like, required each other, it doesn't matter if you mark them slightly incorrectly.
Yeah, they're basically the same. So, Glitchy is going to be doing Zelda's Lullaby, doing a very standard route, whilst ATC being very unorthodox. I have not seen a route like this from any races during this tournament. But it does make
just
sense.
Going.
Yeah,
at this point it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because he still needs to wait outside anyway, so he needs to use that travel time somehow for ZL. He has the Forest Medallion to grab another song, so it actually works out very nicely.
Yeah, for sure.
So he's going to be going to Man on Roof, I imagine?
Yes, most likely.
Grabbing the Song of Storms. Glitchy waiting to wake up that lazy old bag Talon.
Ooh, misses the jump.
Oh, that's so bad. I feel for ATZ right now. It's an easy jump and you always want to just go for it. But I always have to aim it and wait. It's just awful when you miss that.
Ooh, barely getting it on that one.
ATZ playing very risky today.
Gets a bloopy for his troubles. Ooh, Glitchymon missing his jump.
Recoiling off. Jump slashing a little too early and hitting the wall of fence, but he'll be fine now. The nice thing is if you do fail it, you get broken stick basically, so you don't really waste a stick, which are very important to manage early.
Right. That is a nice thing about that. Ooh, hovers.
That's
in
quite
the
nice,
cow house.
Okay, Glitchy doing very nicely on guards.
Guards are so stressful.
Sometimes they could be a bit of a jerk. Oh, doesn't get the fast strat, so he's just gonna have to hop up and do it normally. This is one of the most awkward jumps to do, I find.
Yeah, it can be a little finicky. $50. That's $50 out of logic.
Oh, out of logic, unbelievable.
Ooh, Prelude of Light.
Prelude's
That's definitely
nice to have
nice.
very early. Whilst
Yeah.
Glitchy gets the Nocturne.
It is a required song to seed, I believe.
It is. Though if they decide to do Skullmask, they have both Nocturne and Prelude. It makes it very fast to complete it. Just warping back and forth. It still takes a few minutes.
That was this ATZ's gamble. He just knew he was going to get Prelude, and he just knows that Nocturne's on Zelda's Lullaby.
IQ, so smart. Just knew the Nocturne and Prelude were coming. Just knew.
He just felt it.
Glitchy is going to finish off buying as much money as he can after getting that Nocturne, and seems to be heading to Lon Lon to grab the opponent's song, or whatever song's there at any rate. ATZ going to be doing some grave digging, but only find some blue rupees for his troubles.
Yeah, this is like a new meta that I've heard about, where before you even go adult, you get the 3 child songs, which makes a lot of sense when you think about it, because then you'll have songs to chain as adult before going back to child.
There's a couple ways to think about it. Personally, I prefer going to adult cut regardless, just to find explosives to clean up that lost woods, because ideally, you do all of that at the same time rather than running it twice.
Right,
There's a few ways to think about it. AC doing very nicely on Dampe. Doesn't seem to be too bloodthirsty, whilst Glitchy is going to be doing Cuckoos.
Not the one that ATZ did. The other chickens.
Oh, yes, the mini game itself. Oh.
And it's got a hook shot today.
Okay, so that's very nice to have early. It's not useful right now. In an hour, then it will start being used. But it's very nice to know you've got the hook shot, because sometimes you just get a seed where hook shot's 2.5 hours in, and it just holds you back so much in your adult route, because hook shot is needed for a lot of dungeons. So
Yeah, hookshot is always required because there's at least always going to be one dungeon that requires one use of the hookshot. Some sticks.
Oh, and ZL for Epona, which is very nice to have.
All sorts of songs, good songs early.
It's very nice to get Nocturne preludes because they just have so much ability going from adult to child. Nocturne's required, so you're not worrying about all dungeons potentially. At least in a scene like this. ATC doing the second race. What do you think? What time do you think ATC will get?
I don't know. With that fire hurt, I'm thinking of 54.
54? I'm gonna say 53. I think ATC is gonna be fine.
We're playing the prices right now. It's a one under or one over.
That's the strategy. I'm a fierce Price is Right player.
Bloodthirsty Price is Right player.
So,
51, 49, 53, 51.
Oh, it's gonna be close. Oh, we are both very wrong. ATC is just too damn good.
49, jeez. I don't think I've ever gotten a 49 in my life.
Despite bonking and getting a fire for easy 49, Glitchy grabs the FW and will be heading out. It's really nice to have, but no magic. So hopefully he'll be able to get that magic quick to be able to utilize it in dungeons, because it does save a lot of time using it in like little places here and there.
Yeah, for sure.
Glitchy is going to be heading off to do Deku Tree and most likely Lost Woods afterwards, whilst ATC will most likely be covering what Glitchy has done, going into Lon Lon and then most likely Deku Tree afterwards.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of probably the same stuff from ATZ.
But the main difference is ATC might do Bottom Well first, earlier than Glitchy, because he'll be grabbing CL from Epona, but Glitchy will be further progressed in Skullmile, so if that's any good, Glitchy might have an advantage in that sense.
Yeah, for sure. And
It'd be
Skullmask has been good things before.
It's one of the best checks in the game. I believe the percentage that you need to do is about 15-16% of seeds.
Wow, that's actually a lot higher than I would have imagined, and am sad because I hate Skullmask.
I mean, it's essentially a free check. It's like anything in Mida. You don't need anything to do it. It just takes a very long time without songs.
Yeah, it's a free check that takes like 2-3 minutes to do.
Yeah, with songs, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see if Deku Tree is any use today. Literally has 4 sticks, so we'll be able to pick up the 2 Sculpturelets and finish off Goma with that. Finds a nice chest, and we'll be continuing on. ATC waiting for Richard, and we'll be disappointed.
At least I don't think he bought a shield yet, so at least there's that.
True, that's why we don't buy shields.
Yeah. Just proving good old wooden barrel right. Never buy a shield.
I used to buy a shield all the time, but this tournament has just proven wooden barrel has been correct. Don't buy high lane shields.
Yeah. It's all because of ATC's routing video, where he's like, go buy a shield.
Wow, ATC doesn't even follow his own video.
Alright, we got a bigger wallet now. Team buy shield always. You're just incorrect. Ooh, fire arrows.
I mean, that could be handy later if they know the strategy to enter Shadow Temple with fire arrows.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a difficult strat, not because it's hard, it's just very finicky when I attempted it.
Yeah, I tried it once and got nowhere near it and was like, alright, I'm gonna go find Din's Fire now.
But there have been seeds before where I've had to find Din's Fire and I've had fire arrows. And that's all I needed. So knowing that strategy and if they can pull it off might pay off big. The unfortunate part is if you decide to do the fire arrow strategy, there are 2 chests at the end of Shadow Temple that require Din's Fire. And normally it's like a 50-50 chance you need to do them. They might have a boss key or a small key.
Yeah, for sure, because Shadow's one of those dungeons that you need every small key, so it's not like you can skip a small key. However, if you do enter Shadow Temple, you can open up the shortcut. Oh, well, never mind. There's Din's Fire.
Never mind. So that strategy is out the window. Get out of here.
That's a lot of fire in a tree.
That's true. That's... This tree's gonna burn down. I mean, there's open torches. I don't think they care, to be honest. What I'd like to know is who lit those torches in the first place?
Yeah, wasn't it like forbidden to go into the Deku Tree for a long time?
I'm finding some lore inconsistencies here. My immersion is ruined.
It's over. It's all over. Someone get Nintendo on the line. We just ask some questions. That's a fancy side hop.
Ooh, I like that
Get
a
it up
lot.
there. Ooh, and a bow. There was a bow and fire arrows.
Oh, easy setup. Though Zitsui was also there, so 2 required items in Deku. It's been pretty loaded. Glitchy grabbing the sculpture, and we'll be doing the infamous B1 skip. Doing
Doing it
the
the classic
traditional
way.
way. Oh, but does it pretty damn fast. Doesn't even buffer. Gets up there.
Wow. Just goes. Oh, he's gonna do the fancy backflip strat though. And he got it first try.
It's frame perfect to do that. I've tried it myself. I just can't get the correct frame.
Oh, that's interesting. He recoiled to break his sticks. Now he only has 1 stick.
He can't do broken stick now.
He can, but it's just really slow.
True. Well, no, because he has 0 sticks. How would he be able to swing?
You could jump slash.
Oh,
If you
you're
have 0
right.
sticks, you can jump slash. So
That's true.
he just has to do a 3 cycle.
Oh, no, that's awful. Meanwhile, A to Z doing guards. Gets through it nicely, no issues there. Let's see how Glitchy does Goma with 1 stick. I don't think he's very happy with what he's just done. He's probably thinking, what the hell have I done? How could this happen to me?
Oh, and he wasted a bunch of nuts. Actually, can he? I don't think he can beat Goma now.
No, he has only 1 Deku nut left. How does he do it? He would have to... I mean, maybe he can get 2 jump slashes in with that last nut. But if he can't, I don't think he can kill Goma.
Yeah, if he can't get the 2 jump slashes on Goma, then he has to save quit and go back and buy more sticks.
Oof.
And since he didn't push the block, he actually was forced to do B1 skip again. Not like that was a huge issue.
That's true. Okay, well, let's hope Glitch can do this. Goes for the jump slash. Goes for the
Ooh,
third. Oh, no. Oh,
that's
this is
not
such
good.
a time waste. That's like 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. Because he has to come back and buy sticks and nuts. This is a colossal mistake.
He hasn't checked the pedestal yet, so maybe he just leaves.
Maybe. He might think, oh, this is a stone. He's probably hoping this is a stone, to be honest. But that's still 1 check. Goma could potentially have a good item. ATZ picking up the hookshot from the chicken minigame.
Yeah, he should have just kept the nuts. I mean, I get what he was going for. He was trying to do the big old 1 cycle with the broken stick, but he wasted like 3 nuts trying to do it. Yep, looks like he's just gonna head out and go to Lost Woods.
So when we see ATC do Goma, it's gonna be very big. Imagine if Bomb Bag was on Goma.
Right.
That would be a total disaster for Glitchy. But
Yeah.
we'll see. It is just 1 check. The downside is it is required to do. Glitchy will have to take about 3 minutes of his time to go grab that water medallion because he still has to do the B1 skip again because he, as you said, he did not push the block down.
Yeah, I've had that done recently where I forgot to push the block and then couldn't kill Goma, so I was like, yep, he has to do that again. Oh, hey, we're playing Saria's song.
Oh. Well, Skull Kid might want to join in on this. Ah,
They ruined it.
Ruins.
Soiled it.
Soiled it. Alright, ATZ will be grabbing his ZL from One on Ranch and will be finishing this incredibly hard puzzle. Does it instantly. 1 push of the block and he's in.
What a legend.
Absolute legend. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that correctly, or how it's supposed to be in the tournament, as they should have.
Hey, there's the Feror's Wind. Still no magic to use it.
No. I'd say this is a pretty easy song for Glitchy.
Yeah, not bad.
Oh, there's the A. ATC is going to be heading to Deku, it seems. He has the cash to do it, and hopefully you'll be able to do Goma unlike Glitchy.
I mean, he has 17 sticks because that stick
True.
upgrade he got, so it would take a
that-
lot of bad things to make him not be able to kill Goma.
How could he waste 16 sticks and not get Broken Stick? That's a challenge in itself.
You see that right there? They were showing their friendship by giving him $200.
Oh, that's nice. It's so nice getting a huge rupee after Adult Solid, but whenever it happens before, it just feels bad.
You just know you're wasting $101.
Pretty much. And money management is really important this early, because you're going to need 80 rupees for the Lost Woods part if you have explosives, 40 if you don't.
Right. Unless you
having
save scum the first one.
Unless you do that. But that does take about, I'd say, 30 seconds, a minute. Though sometimes you might just have to, because
Right.
unless you intend to go there as an adult, then you kind of have to do it right there. The wallet was
Also-
in Deku.
Yes. Also, that Deku Scrub is a straight up con artist, giving you $5 for 40.
He's always a scammer.
Right? It's like playing the lottery. Right.
Legends say that Deku Salesman can give a good item, but I think they're all liars.
I've seen it a couple of times, but they are very far and few between.
It's a myth.
I think
Another
I've had
legend.
the $10 guy. He gave me a hook shot once, and I was like, that was a good $10,
Oh, I want to buy a hook shot for $10.
right? Who wouldn't? Fly all over the place.
So no explosives found just yet, so they're gonna have to do Lost Woods a second time. Most likely as an adult on their way to grab the Minuet song.
Hopefully, they'll have explosives or hammer by then.
I mean, it could be something like Adult Shooting Gallery, or... They don't have any form of explosives, so it can't be Dongos.
Yeah, or any strength.
But they are running low on checks if they don't find those explosives, because... I mean, they don't have Stars or Minuet, so they can't even do anything in Forest Temple.
Could be in well.
Ooh,
Could have
Serenade.
the bomb bag in well.
That's possible. I imagine that is true because for these brackets, the Lens of Truth logic is pretty much removed except for the chess minigame, I believe. So they have ZL, they have Song of Storms. Vulnerable is going to be big.
Right. And even Dead Hand is in logic because they took that out to where you need Kokiri Sword.
AZ picking up to Inspire. Was Glitchy picking up Serenade at Minuet? Serenade is one of those songs where it's really nice to have if Water Temple's in logic, but otherwise,
Yeah, it can be kind of nice to pick up your Scarecrow song early as adult.
yeah, you can grab your Scarecrow. Though if you have Preludes, the worth of it is a bit diminished, because they kind of do the same thing to get to the Temple of Time.
Right.
Oh. Oh, Glitchy just having the time of his life with these sticks. These bats being an absolute pain.
Doing this without anything to shoot them with is annoying. Ooh.
Oh. Gets taken out.
You got bodied by the keys.
And now he has no sticks, so he's probably going to have to do this when he becomes an adult. Otherwise he'll have to buy sticks.
Yeah, there's no way he's coming back to this right now.
No, he has to come here as an adult anyway to move the graves.
Right. And he has Nocturne, so you can just jump in there.
Yeah, I mean, he's most likely coming here first, so no matter what song it is, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. For the most part. It shouldn't matter at all. Oh, Glitchy looking. Oh wait, no, he's just taking the chicken over there.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if Glitchy does chickens, because if he doesn't, that's at least some time save on that.
We'll see, we'll see. AZ
Ooh, the whole
nailing the B1 skip and going for the frame. Perfect. He does it.
They just make it look easy.
But unlike Glitchy, ATZ has 14 sticks. I think it's
And
fine
14
for Goma.
nuts.
Oh, perfect. A matching set. So, give me your honest opinion. Do you think ATZ is going to have trouble with Goma?
You know, it could happen. Goma could pull out an assault rifle for all I know.
That'd be a very interesting randomizer, I've got to say. Glitchy is opting to do all of chickens, but will be very disappointed. Though at this point, there's not many checks left. Doing chickens isn't a bad idea if you were intending to gamble, because it could very well be here.
Right.
Once you start running out of checks. AC
Nice
doing
one
a
cycle.
perfect one cycle. Not wasting any nuts or sticks. And we'll see if this is any good. If this is bomb bag, then oh god, this is not going to end well for Glitchy.
True, but as of right now, this will be an out of logic item because
True.
of the slingshot. So there could be a bomb bag somewhere else. Just a blue potion.
Oh, that's good for Glitchy. Glitchy will have to do that later on and spend 2 or 3 minutes, whereas ATC just does it correctly and gets it out of the way.
Yeah. But you could find bombs before going back there and just do a ground jump, which is more consistent, so there is that.
I would say purely because of that Goma, ATC's in the lead. By a couple minutes.
And also, Glitchy showed his letter, so he's setting up a little bit of Skull Mask.
If Skull Mask is any good, then Glitchy can get some of that time back, as ATC has already gone to Child Gak. So he's going to have to go there twice. Though, because he has Nocturne, that's a bit diminished.
Yeah, it'll be a little annoying, but it won't be nearly as devastating. Unless ATZ just completely ignores Skull Mask.
Potentially. That's why I imagined his plan was initially. Though this is quite a big check coming up. Ah, nothing.
And it's nothing.
Glitchy did not have Song of Storms at this time. So if that was any good, ATC would have just got that normally on his route, whilst Glitchy would have had to have come back to it, thus wasting time.
Right.
So Glitchy picking up his bottle. And we'll see where he goes next. That's ATZ doing Ocarina Memory Game.
It's already a banger.
I mean, I think they're all bangers pretty much. You just can't go wrong.
Yeah, these guys are professionals.
Although it's always funny when they miss a note and have to redo it. Because then it doesn't make me feel so bad when I do it.
Yeah, I'll miss notes even after writing it down and be like, ah, yes.
Oof, it's all assisted.
You think they're writing it down right now?
Oh, definitely.
We're both tassing it now.
Got to disqualify both of these for using a notepad. Glitchy's going to pick up Keaton, and we'll be heading off to Adult Cac. And then they'll be pretty much synced up at that point.
Yeah, for the most part. I don't think there's... Other than ATZ hasn't done the Gerudo checks in the Lake Hylia Grotto yet, but those aren't huge things.
And there was nothing there, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, there was $200, but not big enough to keep.
Yeah. I'd say it's pretty interesting that Glitchy decided not to go grab the Forest Medallion, whereas ATC did, and I'd say it pays off more for ATC, as this is Song of Storms. Though, because they have Nocturne, it's not as big.
Right.
So walk there anyway.
Right. The biggest thing about the Song of Storms was getting that grotto that ATZ got, but we obviously know that's nothing.
So most likely, because they're pretty much going over each other's checks, Bottom of the Well is going to be the next big place, and there's a lot of good checks in there.
Yeah, for sure. They cannot get 3 of them, I believe, without bombs or strength, so... But any of the checks down there could be bomb shoes and or bombs.
I imagine Bomb Bag will be inside of there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's like... Yeah, there's not many checks left without strength or bombs.
What do you think of ATZ focusing on skulls at this stage?
It's an interesting play. He does tend to like to rush to 20 and then slow it down, which makes sense.
I mean, it's a good idea, because once he's done Lost Woods, what else is there left? Some random checks, such as Gerudo Valley, and then Bottom of the Well. What if it's 10 skulls he needs to do?
Right, yeah, because bomb shoes or bombs could be on skulls.
And these skulls are pretty much on the path. He's not going out of the way, so these are really efficient ones to do.
Yeah, having those bugs is definitely helpful.
Requiem.
Requiem. It is a required dungeon. So I wouldn't be surprised to see someone go Child Spirit somewhat early. Although they don't have anything to hit the switch with.
They don't have Bomb Shoes, Slingshot, or Boomerang, so perhaps they'll wait until they get something like that before they can proceed.
Right.
They'll most likely play Requiem just to get the song.
Right, to song chain. Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised to see Glitchy do that as soon as he finishes both Dampe races.
Let's see how Glitchy does with Dampe. I think Dampe was fairly kind to ATZ, nothing too harsh. So let's see if he's playing favorites.
Ooh, nice dodge.
Threads the needle. It's looking like a good time so far.
Oh, that would have been real bad if he got knocked back into that door.
Oh, that was possible. He would have had to restart the entire thing. ATZ grabs Serenade from Minuet, whilst Glitchy is having an okay time with Dampe.
Not bad. We're like 34 minutes in, and the Glitchy only has 3 hearts, which is very odd.
Oh, that's actually very true. 3 hearts only right now.
ATZ has 4, so... The health favors ATZ. What does that mean? Absolutely nothing. Other than ATZ's done more checks that have been heart pieces and or containers.
ATZ most likely going to be picking up Scarecrow at this point due to South Grotto, and I imagine the Gerudo Valley stuff. Ooh. If you're Glitchy right now, aren't you wishing you did Adult Cat first for those 20 sticks?
Yeah, for sure. That was actually a really nice pickup for ATZ before he went to Deku Tree. Have 20 sticks. Well, 17 when he went in, but still. Getting serenaded by the lovely heart beeping.
Mm-hmm. Opting for the left, right, left, right. How do you like to do your Scarecrow?
I'm more of a A and then right a bunch kind of guy.
Yeah, I prefer the A strats. I'm A down, A down. Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to change it to left, right. There's hidden strats right there.
Yeah, just having that set as left, right gives you a passive speed bonus of 10%.
Maybe.
Wow, Glitchy getting a 48.
Almost 47. Very nice at times from Glitchy.
Now, if Glitchy avoids here, he actually dies.
Oof.
Choosing to die.
It's
not a big deal. It's gonna waste like 10 seconds because you just get spawned right. Oh, he has a fairy. That's right, he has a fairy. Under control. Everything is under control.
The 500 IQ plays. He's gonna be grabbing bugs with that MC bottle now. Just saving that time.
Saving the time it takes to open the bottle.
Exactly. Every second counts. AC gets the open grotto. Not very happy. Though it's opting to skip Gerudo Valley.
Yeah, that's interesting. There's like no good time to route that in.
Now is the good time, but perhaps he's just thinking, hey, it's probably bottom of the well.
Yeah,
like
maybe ATZ's playing super scared because he's scared of Glitchy, so maybe he's playing somewhat risky.
Yeah, he did say he's very scared of Glitchy, so you're absolutely right. He might be scared.
Getting his... Oh, there's where the heart container was for ATZ. So now they're both at 4.
ATZ has plenty of nuts to 6, so will not be needing to do this as an adult. Glitchy picking up the hover boots at the cow heart piece. Not sure why a cow needs hover boots, but there you go.
He can only wear them on 2 of his hooves. he can slip sliding all around.
That's true. Ooh. Imagine if Bombag's here, that would be pretty big.
That would be pretty big. It can be here too, because it was pretty early.
Most likely, after bottom of the well, ATZ would do this last.
Right. Especially because he's child right now, and he's over by the Kakariko. Doing a nice death warp here.
It saves a little bit of time, and ooh, just some arrows. Unfortunate for Glitchy.
We ran out of money, so here, just take our spare arrows.
Oh, and AC will be getting Dampe digging out of the way. Very nicely timed during his round.
Yep.
And?
A bottle with a bug in it. So that means ATZ's up to 3 bottles already.
Bottle 100% run confirmed.
Can we get all bottles before the 1 hour?
I think it's possible. ATC still focusing on skulls. Though I've got to say, writing that damn pig digging without Sun Song can be a challenge sometimes. So
Yeah,
very
for
nicely
sure.
done. It doesn't pay off for him, unfortunately, but very nicely done.
Yep, didn't waste any time.
Man on the Roof, what do we have today?
Bundle
Just another
arrows.
arrow.
Although when ATZ got that, it was 5 rupees because he didn't have a bow, so now we know.
It's always sketchy doing things like bottom of the world without explosives or ZL, in this case explosives, because you're thinking, man, what if I have to come back? Though they've pretty much done everything at this point, so they don't really have a choice.
Alright, there's not much else. Glitchy gonna check his Requiem song here.
Let's see if
See what we
Glitchy
got.
can get a song chain going.
That means Bombay could be on Asaria's song check.
It's always not great when you get Sarias after you've done your Lost Woods route. Because now you're thinking, what if I have to come back?
Right, and that actually also opens up Journia because they already have.
They have ZL.
Yep. So ATZ's probably gonna just go pick up all of his skulls and maybe turn in the letter and then go bottom of the well.
But it does give Glitchy an excuse to do the Summer Storms grotto at Kakiri. He'll be able to get 3 out of the way there.
Right.
So it's not too bad. Pretty much the only thing left there would be Skull Mask and Slingshot. Do you think Glitchy would actually get Skull Mask done out of the way right now if he wanted to go back to Lost Woods?
I feel like if you're going back to Lost Woods at this point, it wouldn't be a bad idea just to play Nocturne, sell the Keaton Mask, and then just Prelude, grab Skull Mask.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they have both songs. It's not a colossal amount of time to do it. It's actually quite fast. Well, it's still a couple minutes, but compared to normally, it's pretty fast for a Skull Mask.
Right. Yeah, he's just opting to go straight back to Lost Woods. Oh yeah, maybe this is the point in which he goes back into Deku.
That's true, that's true. So we'll see if Bottom of the Well is a trap. Now, thankfully they have the settings where Lens of Truth is not required for this play, so Bottom of the Well has a good chance of having something good. Personally, when I'm using the accessible settings where Lens of Truth is required for this place, I've had 11 runs in a row where Bottom of the Well has not been required.
Yeah, I was about to ask you. I've heard that you've had some experiences with the Bottom of the Well.
Bottom of the Well is a trap. It's an absolute trap. But for this kind of rule set, I would do Bottom of the Well every time. I feel like Bombag's in here.
Lens is required for like everything but like 4 checks, I think, in this place.
Roughly that, yeah.
And so without Lens, this place is just like scary. Ooh, what you going for the sick recoil, the B1 skip?
Well, he has 19 sticks this time. I think if you were keeping track of the timer, he's using up to rectify this.
Yep.
Is he getting gazed?
Yeah, it's like, well, he can actually do the other check down here now, so there will only be 2 checks.
He can't do the basement chest, which is...
Getting the broken.
I think if I were A to Z, I'd be hoping that I find then you can assume the ones under the keys.
Yeah, that would definitely be nice. Choppy audio. Oh no.
Someone fire this Tresco guy. Get him. No, don't, please.
We need you.
We need him to live. Are we back? We back? Panic pass get over?
Yeah, everyone, I'm sorry, I didn't know what was happening there. My PC just decided to crap itself. Commentators, are you back? I don't hear you. That's not a good sign. Uh-huh.
Just spam a bunch in chat if you can hear us.
There we go, so... Let's try this again. Commentators, are you back?
I am back.
Yes, you are. Good.
Yay.
Enjoy, everyone.
Hey. We're back. So, earlier I said Bottle Well is a trap. A to Z found the Stone of Agony first. It is a cursed item in this. Bottle Well's a trap.
It can definitely be. Oh, hey, look, a French vanilla lens.
A little quiet, apparently, so I'll up my volume.
Nah, it's all good. I fixed it.
Okay, cool. Glitchy is just following ACC, so he's a few minutes behind. But ACC does pick up the Stone of Agony first.
Yep. Now the question is, does he follow the advice of not reading hints until the 3-hour mark?
I don't know. I mean, I could see some reason why, because you want to do an optimal route anyway to find other items. Stone of Agony doesn't tell you where everything is.
Right.
So unless it's telling you the one item you need, don't really care all too much. It's nice to know about.
I didn't bring my notepad. I was gonna bring a notepad for when they got Stone of Agony, but I forgot it.
Don't worry, I've got mine.
I was gonna go all old school and actually have like a pad of paper, so I didn't click-clack on my keyboard the entire time.
Calendar prepared.
Just write it in here, yeah. I'll just write it in the chat and then scroll up anytime I need to see it.
Then I can ask you, hey, where's strength? 2 hours later, as you scroll up past 20,000 messages.
Yeah, just hold on. Let me just Control F here real quick.
A to Z will be going back to Zol, finishing up his child route. I would say he's most likely going to... What was going? Requiem. Oh, he still needs to pick up that song, to be fair.
Yep.
But most likely, Dodongo is next, as strength doesn't really unlock too much at this point. Though he might go back to Child 1, potentially? Because now that he has strength, he can do Spitting Pot as well inside Superon City.
And Spinning Pot sucks without actual bombs.
Oh, it is a nightmare. I think I spent 4 minutes. That's the worst time I've done it. And it had a required item.
It could be Bomb Bag at this point.
Oh, Bomb Bag and Spitting Pot. That's one of the most awful combinations I can think of.
That would be pretty devious.
AZ picking up Sarah Song at Requiem, and we'll see where he goes from here.
Well, that is true. They can't actually do Forest.
Nah, he'll be heading to Dodongo, it seems.
Yeah, most likely.
True, there is also Forest Temple. That is now open. Now with Sarah Song. It is in Logic.
Yep, it is in Logic, and they have everything to beat it.
So yeah, I would say that's definitely the best play.
Especially because it is a required dungeon. Oh no! Okay, well that's not required. But that is Rudo's letter. So, as of right now, that's not required.
Oh no! I'm hoping for Ice Cavern Way of the Hero. Ruto's letter is 50 Sculptures. Oh man. I don't know what I would do in that situation.
I hope that
Jabu's not required.
It's not required, so it's very possible that that was not a required hint.
But
Not
if
a
it
required
is,
thing.
you don't know whether that's required. You might want to focus a little bit on skulls more than normal.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like if you don't do the good old if it takes more than 15 seconds, you don't pick it up. At this point, you just
Yeah.
pick it up anyway.
Glitchy picks up the Cursed Stone of Agony. And
First time I got that hint, I
I've
wasn't sure what it was.
I couldn't think of what it was. I've never seen a call for help on a Stone of a Hint.
Yeah, I saw it once, and I'm like, all I need is Ruto letter, but I don't know where it was, and I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. Call for help probably means Ruto's letter.
Randobot made this one. Oh, imagine, yeah, someone pointed out, Light Arrow's Javu. That would be awful.
That would just be insane.
So who knows, this could be a very long seed. Glitchy dealing with the dead hand nicely. And we'll be finishing up Bottle Well, whilst ATC heading to the Dongo's Cavern with their strength.
Yep. It looks like he's probably just gonna opt to get the heart piece on top.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's still 2 songs left to get, which is Bolero and Minuet. Those are the only ones they have access to that we don't know about.
Oh yeah, you can get the Scrotto.
Oh yeah, that's also a nice one to grab. They have 4 warp songs already, so they have a nice amount of mobility. They have Requiem, which is nice, they don't have to cross the wasteland. They have Nocturne, they have Zelda's Lullaby. They don't have Song of Time yet, and that could be required to beat the seed and make it all dungeons, who knows. So they're probably hoping to get that.
Well, that's interesting.
House of Sculpture, Way the Hero. I think at this point, you just hope it's not referring to 50, and you just start getting all of the Sculptures.
Yeah, so for anyone who missed that, that said the House of Skulltulas is on the way of the hero. And we also have the hint that 50 skulls is Ruto's letter.
Lens of Truth was also in Bottom World, though these races don't need it, unless they need it for the minigame.
Yeah, Lens minigame.
They know where everything is.
Legalize an already super slide.
Glitchy opting not to do the basement chest, despite having strength.
Interesting. I don't think it was anything important.
No, there was nothing down there.
Maybe he just forgot that he got strength.
Potentially, though, it doesn't really matter right now.
Yeah,
There's nothing down there. Though I have forgotten that check before, and yeah, it's been key. Okay.
Big pose is big one sword.
I think I would do that.
Yeah, at this point. Composer's Grave is in the way here, huh?
That would be Requiem.
Yes, it could be Requiem.
So there's
Or it
something
could be
behind.
the item.
Mm-hmm. True. But I would say it's Requiem and perhaps Boss Key are in the 2 child checks.
Yeah, it definitely could be.
So that's nice to know.
And we do know that 40 is dead now, because 40 was Danger Darts.
Mm-hmm. 40 Sculptures is out of the way.
However, we know we might need to get to 50, so...
It's possible. Though I'm starting to think that still no bomb bag. I think 10 or 20 is going to be it. 10 or 20 will be bomb bag, I think. That's my call.
Yeah, it definitely could be.
But Forest Temple is all open at this point, so who knows? 8C back flipping like a boss up those steps.
He's not grabbing that 20 rupees because it's too good for him. I always grab those 20 rupees if I go past.
It's nice to know that they're there. Glitchy is just following behind ACC, perhaps, I say 3 or 4 minutes. And will most likely be doing the dongos now.
Yep. They're close behind each other. ATZ is a little bit behind on checks technically because of the Lake Hylia. Oh, wait, did you get the Lake Hylia one? Yeah, he did.
He did not do the Gerudo Valley ones,
Yeah.
but he did do the Lake Hylia one, yeah.
Well, that's an interesting strat to get over there.
Yeah, it's the fastest way to do it. You just have to make the jump, which I'm pretty sure is fairly easy for these races. Like ground jump with that?
Wow. Wow, that was almost fancy.
Almost fancy. Oh, I love that strat a lot, actually.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. He does have hover boots, so we'll see if he actually equips them.
Oh, I think he's just gonna go for it.
He's just gonna go for it. He is ATZ after all, and it's a short hop.
Perhaps he should have put the hover boots on.
Glitchy did skip the 50 skulls hint, as someone pointed out in chat.
Ooh, you're right.
He does know that the House of Skulls is on the way to the hero.
So I'm pretty sure he's gonna be getting all the skulls he can anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
There it is.
There it is again. Taking the safe strat here, hitting the shortcut. Oh wait, he can't beat it anyway, so that was a smart idea.
I don't think AZZ is too confident that he could just do it all of the dongos again.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a racer doing that, just intentionally not hitting the switch? Just the disrespect would be unreal.
For me, I would have just been like, all right, yep, and I could just leave, and I'd probably just warp out and be like, oh, I forgot to hit the shortcut.
Ooh. They can't do that check yet, because the bomb flower is a child only. What if that's the required thing they have to do, and that's locking them? That chest they're walking past.
It could be. Is that logic to do that with the bomb flower?
I believe it is with the settings they have.
Because that is actually ridiculously difficult. Ooh.
Misses, unfortunately. Oh no, returns on the other side, but AZZ not fast enough to fire back.
Meanwhile, Glitchy's doing the exact same thing.
Glitchy opting not to do Dodongo's Karen first.
Yeah, he might just be wanting to get the checks. Oh man, Glitchy missed.
Oh, Link the Goron being an absolute jerk today. Who will do it first? AZZ
There we
first. It was a challenge, to be sure.
Sometimes that guy can just be the worst.
It's not okay. So doing that check with strength seems it's not in the Tawny version. So they won't be locked behind it.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's pretty nice. Alright, Goron, what do you have? Poor Goron. The Dragons ate all his friends and now they're locked up forever. Because these races will not be freeing them. He doesn't do anything.
At least we're hope they're not freeing them.
Oh, no. Why would you? It's slow. Though, I've opted to free only the Gorons that give me items. So, in the future, whenever I do Fire Temple, they'll be trained to give me the good stuff.
Oh, can you? There you go. I was like, can you really not shoot those bombs?
AZ having a little bit of an issue there, but carrying on.
Interesting that ATZ didn't choose to check Bolero while he was over there.
It is a little interesting. Because if Minuet's here, Glitchy just saves a minute and a half of travel time.
Yeah, that would be actually really interesting. No, it's just Song of Time.
Song of Time. And it's definitely not all dungeons now. They have pretty much every required check, unless there's something behind Sun Song, pretty much.
Right. Or frogs, too.
True.
Frogs 2 does require that Song of Time. One of these days it'll have something. Alright, Big Goron's dead.
Big Goron just having 5 rupees there. ATC having fun with the moblins.
Oh, another bow.
Ooh, that's not really the item Glitchy was hoping for.
Yeah, I don't think so. Although he has 10 more arrows now, so there's that. One more of those upgrades and he can,
ATC doing the nice glitchless strat of jumping up onto the top of the maze. The refrigerator rocket. Ice arrows. Way of the hero, perhaps?
Exactly.
I mean,
they
it's
finally
pretty good.
realized.
It's pretty good against Bongo.
Bongo is required this seed, therefore I think we now know that the way of the hero hint was for ice arrows.
Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, a bonus song.
So at this point, we know 30 and 40 is not the way of the hero, unfortunately. And that leaves 10, 20, and 50 as way of the hero hints.
Yeah, they're gonna want to get 20 ASAP to know whether 50 is required. Although, did you see that hint ATC got? A bundle of 6? I think Glitchy's gonna be aiming for that immediately.
He might be. The way
This
it's
is a
been
nice
going.
setup. Ooh. So that's a very nice setup to do that Glitcher strat of jumping up top.
Yeah, I was wondering why they were doing that, whether they were showing off, and then I just realized they don't have bombs still.
Yeah, they don't have bombs to ground jump, and they don't have Scarecrow unlocked to just simply hookshot up.
40 skulls
It
was...
was nothing, I think.
Yeah, it was nothing. It was like rupees or something, I think. Oh no, it was danger darts. I'm pretty sure it was arrows.
Glitchy just having his back to the moblin, the disrespect. And they'll be syncing up in Forest Temple, Glitchy about a minute behind.
Yep. Picking up every skull they see.
It's always great watching these races and how they do movement. Because they'll do these little things here and there that no one else does, and then you just start picking things up that you can incorporate into your own runs.
Right. One of the best ways to get better at Randomizer is to watch people that are good at Randomizer.
And these two are exceptional players, so start getting your notepads out.
I
I already
forgot
have
mine.
mine. Oof. That's a rookie mistake. I love... Okay, I love that we just talked about these exceptional races and their movement, and Glitchy just falls off the tree trunk. Come on, man. That's not... That's not how you're supposed to do it.
Truly exceptional. Graceful.
Oh, very graceful. I think Glitchy has 60 agility.
Yeah, Sun Song is required for frogs too in Sun Song Raid, but that's it for checks. So the chances of it being all dungeons is a lot lower.
It's most likely not all dungeons, though if it is, that's a cruel seed. And this is the Rando bot, so don't count it out just yet.
It is Randobot 1 that made this seed, so...
Known for all dungeons, pretty much. Alright, AC doing a nice setup to get up here with the hookshot. And it's much faster doing this than going around the other way, because you have to climb a bunch of vines, you have to play Song of Time. Whereas you can just launch the bow and do this.
Yep, I don't even think ATC had... Yeah, he doesn't have Song of Time because he skipped the Bolero check.
Oh, that's true, he doesn't have Song of Time.
So at this point, yeah, he had to do that. It's still faster, so, you know, there's that.
Yeah, it's absolutely faster. So, I would say what they're really hoping for is bombs at this point.
Oh yeah, at this point you probably want to see bombs, or at least bomb chews, some sort of explosives.
Yeah, some sort. Although, knowing their luck at this point, it'll be 5 bomb chews.
And you know you gotta use at least 3 of them in
The
Dongo's
Dongo.
category.
Well, 4 actually.
Yeah, 4 if you want to full clear it, which would be the smart idea.
Oh, so if you had 1 bomb chew left, where would you use it? I'd probably use it at the trail chest.
Yeah, I would probably...
Dongos.
I would probably use it at the Zora's River's Child.
Ooh, that's also a nice one, yeah. To just grab all the beans and it opens up a lot of checks. That's probably the best one, actually.
Yeah. Although, to note, they have hover boots, and Zora's River is in logic as adult with hover boots, so the bomb bag could be there.
You're right, that, well... They'd have to unfold King Zora, because there's nothing else there, really, except for the open grotto up top.
Well, yeah, they can get both the heart pieces on the river and the open grotto.
Oh,
with hover
true,
boots.
yeah, the heart pieces are there as an adult, so, yeah. Bomb bag could just be hiding there this entire time. Though ideally, you'd never really want to do that as an adult to get those checks. That's more of a last resort thing, because you can do all of that as a child. Get beans, hand in Ruler's Letter if you ever get it, and due to the domain run and the diving game.
Yeah, I mean, they know where letter is at this point.
Yeah, just... So here's what they should do. They should just rush 50 skulls and then do those checks. Easy.
Exactly, just hold off on those checks until 50 skulls.
Well, they don't need to do that if you think about it, because Isar is his way of the hero, right?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, it makes Bongo slightly more interesting and not faster at all.
I do like Bombag missing as a spectator as well, because playing this without Bombag and you're starting to get a few hours in is very sketchy. Because when you don't have Bombag and you're just doing these random checks here and there, you have to return to those checks to finish things up. It's very inefficient routing, but sometimes that's just the way it is. But if you're in a situation like this and happens to both players, you have to think, well, what if my opponent gets lucky with the better checks, because it's so sporadic where I have to go that you don't really know where to go first.
Right. Because there's still all of the Lost Woods they have to check. There's every grotto and like normal.
There's the one chest on Death Mountain Trail. There's just grottos in Hyrule Fields. Like,
Yeah,
where do you go first? After Forest Temple, if they don't get the Bombag.
I think you have to go Zora's River if you don't get Bombag here.
I would go Lost Woods. I would do Skull Mask. They have Sara's Song and CL.
That is true.
4 checks. They have Strength for the Spinning Pot. That's probably the best place to go.
Yeah, that is true.
It really sucks doing Spinning Pot with Strength. But that could be the Bombag.
Yeah,
Or the
that is
Megaton
very
Hammer.
true. Yeah, Hammer would also be useful, as there's a
Hammer's-
lot of checks you can do.
Hammer's pretty much the same as bombs, except for a few checks which specifically require explosives.
Yes, very few checks. Yeah, these two runners are very close to each other at this point.
It's pretty much neck and neck, though ATC has the Dongos over Glitchy, pretty much it.
Yeah. For the most part, and then ATZ doesn't know what's at the Gerudo checks. We know it's nothing, but you might be thinking some of the... If he doesn't find Bombag here, he might be thinking maybe they are in Gerudo.
Ooh, that is true. The psychology of ATC right now. If Bombag was in Gerudo at this point, I would feel really bad for ATZ. Like a gamble gone wrong, and he could be thinking that. He might just rush there and then get Lost Woods out of the way. Fortunately, there's nothing there.
Yeah, I think that might be ATZ's play if Bombag isn't in here.
Oh, someone points out Stone Fire. You never know, the Megaton chest could have something.
True. Technically, that one chest in fire is up for grabs.
I always dip Stone Fire now. Every time.
Yeah.
I am not...
Okay. I don't care what fire is, I just dip it.
Just dip it. Who knows? I mean, Hover Boots could be up there yet again. Though not in this race. There could be Bombag up there, or... Well, no. You still need explosives to get anywhere past the first 3 checks, because one is locked behind explosives.
No, it's definitely a long shot up there, though.
That would be awful. Or a Boomerang. Which I believe is one of the earlier brackets.
Yeah, I think there was a race where that Boomerang was up there. I know there was a race where I think it was Stonefire had Kokiri's sword, and Kokiri's sword led to Boomerang, I think.
Really? That is... Yikes. I can't...
I don't know if it was Stonefire. It was fire where they beat it very quickly.
Why is Boomerang always behind Deep Fire? Oof, I don't know, man. Boomerang is just one of those items. You don't really want it, because then Javu's in logic. And if Javu's not a required thing, you don't really want to do Javu.
Yeah. And yes, there are 3 Bombag locations, but for all we know, 2 of them are in Ganon's Castle.
I mean, it's happened with less likely items like the bow, and I've had it happen to the slingshot.
Right.
I'd say it's not too uncommon for bombs to be locked behind bombs.
Yeah. It's just super uncommon at this point. We're like an hour and 8 into the run. We haven't even found one bomb shoe drop yet.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Normally you would find at least some bomb shoes.
Yeah, you know, if not, you know, 20, like just 5.
Yeah. Because the nice thing about bomb shoot is they basically replace bomb bag, and you can start going out of logic and making your route far more efficient. And then you might run into 40 bombs or something, and then it's just, okay, well, I don't care about the first bomb bag I had to get.
Right. If you find an out of logic bomb bag, you're not questioning it. You're just like, cool, I have a good bomb bag now.
Because for all we know, bomb bag could be Skull Mask. With bomb shoots, you can pretty much ignore Skull Mask for quite a bit of time.
Right. Also, they do have opponent songs, though.
True. I mean, yeah.
GTG is open, and they both have hookshot and bow.
Oh, but no explosives for that Beamos.
Yeah, that is true.
They do also have Song of Time, though ATC still has to collect it to get those side keys without safe scumming.
ATZ showing off the superiority of VC aiming there.
Oh, his VC aiming is on point.
Let me tell you, if there was an apple on that pose head, it would have been shut off.
So, we're about just over an hour. How do you think this seed's going compared to your average seed?
I don't know, it's interesting. I mean, it's nice to be able to have basically 3 medallions once they finish up Forest here pretty early.
I would say it's not been an easy start, but once they get bomb bag, pretty much they're good.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be one of those seeds where it's like one item is just going to lead to another, which is going to lead to another. Oh, hey, there's a scale.
Scale, Zora's River and Zora's Domain, now in Logic as a child.
Yep. And now they can get the body. Which I believe was hover boots in one of the races, and 2 runners couldn't find the hover boots.
Oh, God, that's awful. It also puts all the beans in Logic as well. They do have Requiem, and they can play Nocturne right after to quickly plant the bean and grab it. In fact, yeah, they have everything they need to get all of the bean spots. They have hover boots to get the Bolero one.
Yeah, might not actually be a bad play, because at this point what they could do is they could go to Lost Woods and then take the shortcut to River. And then they could do all the stuff from there.
Yeah, that's probably the best play from here. If they don't get bomb bag, they just go to Lost Woods Child, clean that up, go into Zora's River, Zora's Domain, grab some beans, and then, yeah, I'd say that's the most efficient route they could do from here. Because really, what else is there? GTG? That's about it.
That's about it.
A to Z doing this, what would you call this room? The falling floor room? Falling ceiling?
Yeah, I usually just call it a checkered board room when I'm describing it.
The chessboard.
It's like literally the only room in like the entire game where there's that kind of floor pattern.
But recoiling off the wall there is quite nice, because then you can just do the room with the ceiling falling only twice rather than 3 times.
Yeah, for sure. That recoil is nice. Glitchy just picking up his scale. He's hot on ATZ's tail right now.
Yeah, not too far behind. I'd say in terms of checks, they're fairly even, though. With Glitchy having done Gerudo Valley, whilst A to Z has done a fair bit of the Dongo. Though that none of them have item advantages over each other. Glitchy has Song of Time, but that's not really gonna come up yet for quite a while.
I just realized that Glitchy doesn't have an item tracker, and I was always wondering what was missing over there. Glitch just have his item tracker up, so we don't know what he has.
The viewers will be able to see it though on the mainstream.
Yeah, just let me bring up the restream on my other monitor and just mute it. Just for Glitchy.
What's your opinion on Forest Temple? I would say, personally, it's one of my favorite dungeons if they just removed the puzzles.
Yeah, there's a lot of block pushing in this dungeon. For seeds, I actually really like it because you need hookshot and bow, and that's just 2 items you need to beat the game no matter what, so it is nice just to have.
They're fairly calm to get early. Though it really sucks when Forest is a stone dungeon, because then you might have to gamble.
Yeah, and gambling on Forest is so bad if it has nothing. As we saw in the Bloody versus Juicy race. Juicy gambled on the Forest Temple and it had nothing, and Bloody managed to pull the win out there.
AC finishing off Make-Was, but she just 1 Poe behind on the Green Poe. And we'll see how well they do on Phantom Gang.
No big Goron sword. Honestly, because Fast Epona is on, I would actually just do one big Epona, grab the big Goron sword.
I would do it as well. It saves a lot of time in fights.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, if Fast Epona wasn't on, that would not be worth it, but like, since you can just play Epona song, get Epona.
You can do big combos without Epona, with some strategies.
That is true.
I
But
think in this
just-
situation, I would do the big Goron sword. It doesn't take
Yeah.
too long.
Doesn't take too long. You know you have to need to, especially Twin Rova. It makes Twin Rova a lot easier. Bongo, it makes it a lot easier.
I mean, you can one-cycle Twin Rover with the Master Sword and Ganondorf, but it makes it just pretty much guaranteed with the big
Yeah.
Goron sword. Though I feel like if you're these races, you're confident either way.
Yeah, I suppose that is true. They are both very good runners of this game.
So I'm pretty sure ATC will have 10 sculptures at this point, so we'll see if he rushes to check that, or if he goes and gathers 20 first.
Yeah, he definitely should have 10 by this point due to his diligent skull collecting.
Whereas Glitchy won't have as many. So yeah, actually, ATC using the bugs early is going to pay off big if 10 or 20, especially 20, if that's required.
Yeah, for sure. Because at this point, that could be the way of the hero.
Alright. Glitchy going down the elevator, killing the beloved Meg. Plus ATZ spinning around, dealing with Fountain Ganon.
Oh, he's gonna hookshot him. Big disrespect.
The style wins.
Yeah, as of right now, there's no real leader.
No.
They're pretty even, other than like ATC has Dodongo's Cavern prepped.
Glitchy made a fairly major mistake on Goma, having to pretty much waste all his sticks and nuts, go back and redo it, but otherwise he's pretty much caught up. They're fairly even right now. Phantom Ganon not being nice, but the second shot does reflect into it.
This fight can be so finicky sometimes.
Sometimes it can be, but AZV gets a very nice kill, very fast, very clean.
Yes. Very simple and clean. Alright, is Phantom Ganon Heart Container gonna have anything on it this time? Nope.
So the only thing in here was a silver scale.
Yep. And so I definitely think the best thing for ATZ to do would be go Child, clean up Lost Woods, and then go over to the Zora's River.
He's gonna check the stone on the left, he will not.
Yeah, very interesting. He might be taking the tip to not read hints.
Perhaps. I mean, there's so few checks at this point that I feel like ATZ thinks it's probably gonna be the sculptural house he needs to do.
Yeah. I'm gonna laugh when Glitchy actually checks that hint and it's something important.
I think ATZ is most likely gonna be grabbing Valera at this point.
Yeah, that's probably where he's going. Oh, he's checking this hint. Yep.
Minuet is Ocarina
Yes.
of Time.
Minuet is Ocarina of Time. So
100% not all dungeons, so they may still need to enter it.
yeah, they may have to enter the all dungeons, but they technically don't need to beat all of them. Glitchy with a nice now Glitchy with the nice kill.
There we go. Not as fast as ATZ's, but still fairly good.
Yep.
It's always nice when you can reflect it near Phantom Ganon before he decides to start having a nice session, knocking it back and forth.
Yeah, soft all dungeons.
ATZ picking up Summertime, and maybe he'll be tipping Fire. Who knows?
Yeah, Mask of Truth is disabled in these settings.
Mask of Truth. I hope I never have to play a setting with that enabled.
I've done Mask of Truth once. It wasn't fun.
Was Mask of Truth required?
It was not, which would have made it even less fun. Oh, yep, here we go. Glitchy's picking up the hint. Alright, that was not the hint we were looking for.
That's a big hit right there. More Deku Nuts.
Yes, I mean, at that point, you would just go to GTG for those more nuts.
I mean, I think they should just rush there right now. Glitchy even opts to spend the time to get this other hint.
Honestly, I would too at this point. You're right here. You have Stone of Agony. Hints can be really, really powerful. Alright, well that was an unfortunate hint, because there's one literally down the hall that's faster. I think Glitchy's going to check 10 skulls right now.
I think so as well. Because AZ is going to be going back to a child.
Yeah, most likely going through Lost Woods and then going to,
I like A to Z's plan more because he's probably going to be doing all those child checks, cleaning out, and by the time he gets to the Sculptural House, he'll have 20 skulls. And be able to do this all in one journey, whilst Glitchy might have to do it in two. Though if 10 Sculptures is the bomb bag, then who knows?
Yeah. By the way, Glitchy missed the 50 hint again.
Oh no.
So he still does not know that 50 has Ruto's letter.
I'm sure he'll be very pleased when he sees that. Though perhaps he's seen the one for 30 Sculptures. I mean, Ice Arrows, it's pretty good. Okay.
He probably has? Alright.
Ooh, unfortunate. 20 skulls it's gonna have to be.
So it's behind either 20 skulls or it's behind 50 skulls, is the way of the hero.
So we'll be finding out, I'd say in about 20-30 minutes, whether it's guaranteed to be Ruto's letter, or maybe it's Ruto's letter. Because let's say Bomb Bag is on the 20 skulls. Way the hero could still be referring to Ruto's letter, so they're not out of the woods just yet. They have to keep that at the back of their heads if something good is on 20.
Right.
Which
It'll make it a little bit easier if there's nothing good on 20, because
then they know, but you'd be gambling a little bit otherwise if there's something good on 20, because it could be referring to Ruto's. You don't really want to spend all that time getting 50.
Right. Opponent is showing how smart of a horse she is.
Oh, I don't know. So Glitchy opting not to do the Child 1 cleanup, but rather is going to be heading to GTG, I guess?
Probably. Oh, looks like he might be getting the 1 power for the Big Goron Sword.
I would do this as well. Big Goron Sword does save a bunch of time, especially on Stalfos. You only have to hit them twice.
Yeah, for sure. Stalfos are like one of the most annoying enemies in the game, and just having Big Goron Sword helps.
A single extra hit could take 5 to 10 seconds if they're being particularly annoying.
Right. Also, you might just be prepping for the idea of going to Water Temple without a hammer.
That's true. Though I personally prefer the Deku Nut strat.
I have never gotten that strat once, so I just kind of poke him with a Big Goron Sword.
I think ATC is going to be focusing on the Skull Mask, I imagine? Though I'm not sure why he didn't play Nocta to come back here.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. Maybe he just forgot he had.
Maybe.
I've done that before. Especially because on the tracker, sometimes it just looks like you don't have it.
Hands in the Keaton. So yeah, I imagine ATC will be doing what we said earlier. Grab Skull Mask, finish up Lost Woods, Goron City, enter Zora's River, Zora's Domain. They did grab the Silver Scale, so it's really nice entering from Lost Woods. And hopefully it pays off for ATC. Because if it does not, let's say he gets nothing, Glitchy will have such an immense lead at that point. I would say at least like 8 minutes. If nothing is in where ATC needs to do.
Yeah, that would be really unfortunate.
Though conversely, if Glitchy gets nothing, then... Ugh. That's pretty bad. Feels bad, man.
Yeah. There's some actual divergence, which is good for a race.
So we'll be seeing who it pays off for the most.
Right. And man, if Skull Mask is something, that would be pretty bad. As well as the ATZ can get the checks in Zora's Domain and then go through and get the bottle check if you wanted to.
It just pretty much claims most of his child route. The only thing he'd be missing is Target in Woods, Child Fishing, and Jabu. And a few things here and there, like the mini games in the market, the Hyrule Field Castle Ferry. But otherwise, pretty much the child route for AZ is pretty much cleaned up.
Yeah, it'll be very, very clean by the end of this.
As much as I'm rooting for Glitchy, I do prefer AZ's route, because also House of Skulls is Way of the Hero. You need bugs. And the best place to get bugs is, to get sculptures I should say, is to use bugs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, although, like we said, Glitchy doesn't actually know that 50 is
True.
Bruno's letter yet, so he could be like, yeah, maybe it's just 20.
So, always check your hints. I mean, I would be... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, although if Glitchy wins this, then it'll be another win for don't read your hints.
True. Though, if I got hits and House of Skulls is Way of the Hero, I would just be getting every hit looking for 30, 40, 50 to confirm it, whilst getting 10 and 20.
Right, and the worst part is it's not like the 50's out of the way, it's the Nocturne one.
The first child check is nothing for ATC, but he'll be carrying on. Glitchy's been quite a gentleman in GTG, dealing with the guards the normal way instead of chucking them in the torch and just stabbing them with the big Goron sword. What a nice guy.
And he does have that option, because he does have hookshot. Yeah, I don't believe either runner has gone to Lake Hylia yet.
No, there's only the underwater bubble they can do. So here's the big check.
Oh, you're right. ATZ did for or the Scarecrow song.
Do you think Skullmaster is going to be required? I'm going to say no. I don't think it is.
I'm going to say no, but I know I'm going to be proven wrong immediately.
Skullmaster is one of those checks you just do not want to do. It takes so much time. So let's see. It's... the Kakiri sword. To be fair though, this actually works really nicely. Because he's going to be doing underwater bottle at the end of his route. Child fishing is right there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're at the end of Deep Fire and you get Kakiri sword and you go all the way back. It's actually in his route. So we'll see if the Skullmask saga proves useful.
Man, that'd be real interesting if it did.
Let's see what Glitchy grabs here. Just a heart piece. So it's up in the air who's going to be having the better route from here. Glitchy opting for GTG, whilst ATZ going for Child 1 cleanup. Like, it's such a huge divergence, because if Glitchy finds bomb bags here, and then just keeps going, he might not have to do the Child 1 route. Whilst ATZ, later on, he might come back to do GTG, because there's a lot of stuff there.
Interestingly enough, oh, I guess he doesn't have bombs, so he might be holding off on Goron City. But he did not go to Goron City yet.
I think he just does not want to do the pop strength, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
The question is whether or not, if he doesn't find bomb bag here, does he...
I think he just has to go for it.
I feel like, yeah, at that point you have to go back.
Or he might be thinking, you know what, child fishing. I'm gonna do that first.
They also get an extra check here because they have Song of Storms, which is nice.
Oh, if only they had Sun Song. ATC could do all of the frogs right here.
The question is, would he?
I don't know, man. I mean, at that point, with so few checks left...
Picking up his beans here. They should only need 2?
3, I believe. Requiem, Nocturne... Oh no, you're alright, 2. Because they have the hookshot for the Serenade one. For Lake Hylia.
Yeah. Just picking up 3 beans just in case.
She doing the bow checks, just grabbing a small key and a heart piece.
Here's where it gets real interesting, because now we're in the GTG.
Yeah, it's really suspenseful. Either route hasn't worked out yet.
And Glitchy also has a Kona over there, so he can do horse archery.
That's true. Ooh. Bomb bag being behind horseback archery, locking everything. Now that's a cool seed if you don't have faster Kona.
Oh!
Hey! Bomb bag is found. Glitchy in the lead, I would say, at this point. Gets the correct route. and has so much of the map opened up.
Unless the second bomb bag's also over here.
Oh, that's true. It's possible. It's not over for ETC if he finds bomb shoes or bomb bag. It's pretty much the same position as Glitchy.
I believe our Way of the Hero hints are only House of Skulls so far, I believe.
We're still missing 3 Way of the Hero hints right now. No. We know a Composer Grave was Way of the Hero as well.
Composer's Grave was Way of the Hero.
Which could either be referring to Requiem Song into Saria's, or Requiem for child checks.
Or it could mean the torch is in there.
Mm-hmm. That's also true. I'm rooting for my boy Glitchy. I said at the start, I think he's got this, and I think he's in the lead at this point with that bomb bag.
I might be rooting for ATZ because he's part of my prediction pool, but, you know. I know Trez is certainly looking forward to Glitchy winning this.
Don't tell, as much as I'm rooting for Glitchy, don't tell him I put ATZ in my prediction. Ancient Tree Way of the Hero. Well, I'm pretty sure we knew that one. But Bow and Din's Fire?
Which one are you talking about, Bow or Din's Fire?
Which one could it be referring to? I mean, they're both required. I'm gonna say the Din's Fire. In fact, it would be, because the 40 bow was not locked behind bow, so it couldn't even
that is true.
For that. Out logics. There are 6 Way of the Hero. That would be cool if there's 6 Way of the Hero hits for House of Skulls, and both 20 and 50 are required.
Option to look at the hint here. Been going on, still dead.
Goron holding 5 rupees, and ATC will be going for Saurus the main. Yeah, it can't push the bow.
I didn't know you could do that, where you can just throw the chicken up on the ledge. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's never nice having to play the cutscene. It just takes so long.
It's just such an unnecessarily long cutscene.
So besides Bomb Bag, which you haven't found anything in here, but that's nothing to sneeze at. Bomb Bag is pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, Bow was in Deku, and the second bow was in the heart piece. Yeah. The crater heart piece.
Yeah.
The one in the wall, not the one on the top of the pillar.
From Glitch, you can do it. Roll into that fire. AC opting not to do the free dice strat, and I do not blame him, because those rupees are so spread out.
Yeah, this minigame can just troll you.
Wow, is this 5 dives to do this?
It is.
Those rupees are so far apart, I've never seen them be that bad before.
I had a run where I actually had a 5 dive, and there was like nothing you could do about it. It was so bad.
That's awful. Because ideally, whilst pretty luck-based, it's unlikely to happen sometimes. If you can get all of the rupees in 3 dives, you can actually do the main run. And then you have just enough time to dive down and grab the rupees, doing both of the games at once, pretty much. Which saves, I'd say, about 40 seconds.
Yeah, that is a very good strat, and I've only gotten it once.
But it's very tight to do.
Well, we're having some slight technical difficulties as it seems.
Oof.
Hopefully they sort themselves out.
Wait, what's the matter?
People were just saying stream was dying and frame drops, I'm
I
not
think
sure.
we're good. Only one person has said it. Oh no, 2 people. I'll be good, everyone.
Nothing on my end.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's
maybe it was just some...
maybe it's Twitch. I don't know.
Be.
So Glitchy getting some more Deku nuts, and the hint did say nuts are in here, so pretty good find.
That is the only reason Glitchy came here, is he read that
Exactly.
hint, and he was like, I'm
after
going to
Goma-
GG.
After Goma, oof, I don't blame him. He has 7 keys, so he can do all of the checks in the maze. The only thing he'll be missing are the chests behind the heavy block and the dreaded toilet.
Yeah, and with 7 keys, we know at least one of the items and the toilet have 2 items. One of the chests behind the block has an item, / the toilet, and...
So let's see what the underwater bottle is.
Oop, there's a slingshot. 50
That's
bucks.
actually really nice because Glitchy, if he ever decides to Child 1, can get the target in woods out of the way, whereas ATZ could not. He didn't have Slingshot. And I would say if you're ATZ, you're sweating at this point. You found only the Kokiri sword. And that's from Skull Mask.
It's a big... This right here is a big check for ATZ.
If this is nothing, ATZ is just, like, sweating buckets. And that would be the biggest troll. Skull Mask is a Kokiri sword into nothing? Like, excuse me?
Yeah, and this is the only thing that Kokiri sword is technically in the logic for now. Since they removed the dead hand in logic.
So I think
true.
This is the pivotal moment of the tournament, of this bracket, I should say. Come on, ATZ.
This is a big
required thing. Even if it's Mirror Shield or Light Arrows, at least it's, you know, a required item.
And here comes the moment of truth.
Which he is going to be opting to just walk back because it's nighttime, he can't do horseback archery. ATZ, child fishing?
Ooh.
Oh, no, it's nothing.
That's not good. And so unless Glitchy does the checks that ATZ just did, then ATZ is behind by a lot.
Glitchy has a massive lead at this point.
Yeah.
ATZ checking his skulls, he needs 2 more to grab 20. So if 20 Sculptures is required, then at least ATZ has a bit of a lead on that. Glitchy still needs probably like 5 or 6, whereas ATZ can just get one right here, warp to Nocturne, grab the one from that beam, and then get 20.
Right. Although I think he may have grabbed the skull on the bean patch in the graveyard. Just way earlier in the run.
Oh, he might have, yes, you're right. ATZ has been very bug happy.
Also, Dotso was pointing out a very true statement that some arrows are required to shoot light arrows to kill Ganon, therefore they are a go item.
Mm-hmm.
There's another 50 skull hit.
That's true. Ooh, it's a good thing ATZ did that then. Glitchy is opting to go to the Child 1 route and grab Sculptures.
Yeah, probably not a bad idea.
I'm not too sure. I think I would have done the Dongos in Glitchy's place, though, because you do grab Sculptures in there at the same time.
Yeah, and he can full clear with Bomb Bag now.
Though he does need to do Lost Woods, to be fair. There are a few grottos in there, so actually this is still pretty good.
Oh.
As well, he grabbed the Slingshot. Ooh, rip. See if... Oh, the picnic basket. Let's see if the stream's up on ZeldaSpeedRuns, because it's down on our end.
Wait, what's down? What's down?
The commentator stream.
What the?
There we go. So we have ZeldaSpeedRuns up, so we can see what's going on.
It should be back. I'm not sure what caused it, but it should be back.
Yeah, it's
We are
back.
back. We are back.
Not sure what's going on right now or today. It's
Alright. So, Slingshot minigame was just a Deku Shield, and ATZ is picking up his 20 here. Ooh, 20 was Iron Boots, so that could be the way of the hero.
That's probably the way of the hero, I would imagine.
And if you're ATZ, you just kind of wiped a little bit of sweat off your brow. Like, okay, maybe I don't need to get 50.
Maybe, but it's always at the back of your mind. You need to do it. And it is Randobot. Randobot does have a history.
So that does open up the a decent amount of checks. Actually, technically, because you have hover boots, all of the checks in water except for Morpha.
And you can do the Bosky chest with hover boots, though that's not in logic.
Yes. It's a little difficult, not too hard.
ATZ is thinking exactly that. He's heading straight to Water Temple.
Oh no. Randobot has left us.
Oh dear. Now it's actually quite interesting Glitchy's opting to do the Child 1 route, because now, before, he would have had about, I'd say a 6-8 minute lead, but now he's just covering ATC's ground.
Yeah, it's really interesting that he's deciding to do this. I mean, he does get the grottos here, which is something that ATC could not do.
So if there's anything good in these grottos, then I'd say it was A-OK, though he could have done this as an adult.
Yes.
So we'll see.
Maybe he just was really banking on that slingshot target having something.
If that was a good thing, then goddamn. I'd say it would be a slam dunk for Glitchy, but right now, not so much. Because for every second Glitchy's in here, ATZ is just gaining progression on him.
Right. Especially if we get something in Water Temple.
Guys, you will lose the commentator page once more, but only for a few seconds, so don't panic.
Okay.
Will cease to exist for a few seconds.
There they go.
Oh, I need to see what check that was.
And
I didn't see what check the grotto had. Tell us, chat.
fill us in.
Well, usually it's our job to tell you what's happening, but you're gonna have to tell us. Was there anything in that grotto that Glitchy just did?
Alright, new idea, right? We just don't have the stream up, and the chat tells us what's going on. We have to commentate based on that.
Oh, I see. Or it's reverse commentary. It's 600 commentators for 2 people.
Exactly.
It was a heart piece? Okay, so it didn't pay off. So Glitchy, for every second he's here, is just pretty much wasting time as there's nothing here. Though I don't think he's done Skull Mask, he's opting not to do it, pretty much.
Yes.
We'll save him for about 4 minutes.
Also, Glitchy... Oh wait, no, Glitchy just came here. And I was like, I don't know where Glitchy's chicken went, but then I realized he didn't grab it.
He went through this way. So let's see if there's anything in Water Temple. And it is a really nice place, because Iron Boots go straight there, and these are all required checks to do.
Right.
Normally in this position, I would be praying Boss Key is one of the last checks, because otherwise, let's say you get Boss Key immediately, and then you find out there's nothing here, potentially your opponent could just come here last, get the Boss Key, and then save like 8 minutes ignoring the temple.
Yeah, for sure. The Water Temple is one of those temples where it's like, usually I dip into it, then once I find Boss Key, I like think about it for a little bit on whether or not I want to leave or continue.
Frog's not paying off the Glitchy, whilst ATC is lowering water. Let's see what strategy he does for this.
Oh, he's gonna do the fancy side hop. Ooh, did not get it.
That's actually really bad, because now he has to raise the water to come back up.
Yeah.
It's actually impressive how many strategies there is to do that. You can use Bomb Shoes and Iron Boots, though basically put it in this case. You can simply side hop with Hollow Boot, you can use a Gainer, or you can do what ATZ did. As long as you can get that check done, it's great, but if you don't get it, you waste a whole bunch of time raising the water and coming back.
Yeah, for sure. Especially because, I don't know, I would have taken the save strat there. Because I
always do the Hover Boot strat.
Yeah. I mean, if he didn't have hovers, obviously it's understandable.
It's very hard to feel like with hovers.
Yeah, because it's just like, you fly in
that is true, to be fair. AT doesn't have explosives, so it actually doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, AT doesn't have explosives. Glitchy does, though. So that's a good check. Oof.
I mean, we're like an hour and 42 minutes in and don't have a single explosive on ATZ's side.
It's so rare to have no explosives, not even bomb shoes.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Being a filthy cheater by breaking logic and using the hover boots. He's most likely going to be save scumming these 2 keys.
Oh, he saved after using the first one, so...
Okay, I take that back.
See, he's probably going to save scum one of the keys.
Ooh, there we go. Oh, he wants the Skull Shot, just in case the is required. Which is a safe play.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's thinking those ice arrows. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, if I was in their position, I'd be like, Bongo Bongo's required, Way of the Heroes, House of Skulls, Ice Arrows, 100%.
I mean, I'd want a refrigerator rocket.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was the hint for Ice Arrows.
It makes a little bit of sense.
Just like I was doing like a 3.0, and fire arrows are like a furnace firearm. Oh, Vanilla Boss Key.
Key. Well, I guess you keep that.
Yeah, probably. Alright, so now
Yeah.
he's... Where's he going, actually? Is he always gonna reverse Wasteland?
Well, no, he's gonna check the bean. I imagine he would have planted it. Did he not plant this?
I don't think he planted the bean, actually. I don't think he planted any beans, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I don't think he did. That's a bit of a mistake, I think. Because you don't know where Bombag is as ATC. What if Bombag's right there? You had the silver scale to get the beans in logic.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, minor mistakes like that could end up being catastrophic. It only takes one check to miss or forget about, and that could be the required item you need.
Yeah, luckily for ATZ right now, Glitchy is just doing the same stuff that he just did and getting nothing for it.
If Glitchy decided to just move on or start grabbing stones for Water Temple, like just rush them rather than doing all these checks, Glitchy would have quite a big lead. But now, I think, now that ATZ is going to be doing GTG, I'd say it's going to be fairly even at this point. Pretty much the only differences between these two races are ETC has done a little bit of Water Temple and a little bit of Dodongo, whilst Glitchy has done GTG and gotten the Bomb Bag, but the Bomb Bag hasn't paid off yet. He hasn't utilized it, really.
Yeah, although he is getting those checks out of the way that I'm sure ATZ will be getting, so...
Maybe ATC's forgotten Fast Epona on? I don't know. I feel like you have Serenade, it would be faster to just use Epona.
Maybe? I actually don't know what would be faster there.
Bombag was in GTG, and ATC is going to be very happy to find it.
Yep, and he's also going to find a slingshot. One of the biggest differences right now is actually that Glitchy does have a big Goron sword, whereas ATZ does not, so it's going to take a little bit longer to kill those guards.
Glitchy
I'm sorry, knock out the guards.
Oh no, Link doesn't kill.
Exactly.
Ignore the arrows in their heads and the multiple stab wounds, they're fine.
You're fine, kids.
Glitchy also just spend like 30 seconds to get the big Goron sword, and it's already pretty much saved in time with the guards.
Yeah, for sure.
Though ATC is not a gentleman. Glitchy did not do the hookshot strat by sticking her inside a torch, whereas ATC just doesn't care. Absolute disrespect.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the big Goron sword, so he just wants to use the torch strat.
Glitchy will be disappointed at the bottle. I wonder what he's going to do now. I imagine he's just going to get those 20 skulls, grab those iron boots, perhaps look in Water Temple as they are required checks.
Yes.
I always do that. Is he not confirming Scarecrow?
Is that I didn't realize you could do that. That's neat. Yeah, I don't think he has Scarecrow.
I don't believe he has. He might have done it.
I mean, with this dungeon layout, Scarecrow isn't necessarily, like, required. Oh, hey, he finally read the 50 skull hint.
Ooh. Finally done it. Glitchy might be thinking, oh man, how many easy sculptures have I missed?
And he's going to be a little relieved.
Dampe digging. Dampe can be quite annoying to fit in if you don't have Sansong. And it has lost me races before.
Oh yeah.
That's quite handy, bugs and bottles.
Yeah.
He's even got 2 bugs. Can he get 2 sculptures at once with those? 2 bottles at the same time? That's how it works, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah,
It would be pretty sick.
Ruto's letter, and both races know the Sculpture House is Way of the Hero. 20 is Iron Boots, but it might not be referring to that. It might be referring to Ruto's letter, which would make the seed very long.
Yes. Even if that 50 skulls is not required, it still kind of throws off some stuff, because now they can't just stop getting skulls unless they really want to gamble on it.
I think the funniest thing would be this. Way of the Hero is referring to the Iron Boots, but there's still something in Ice Cavern.
That'd be pretty great.
The song on Ocarina of Time is Minuet. So it is certainly not all dungeons, as they have Saria's Song. Though even then, even if Saria's Song is somewhere far off, they could still get to Forest Temple out of logic by just doing Mido Skip. Oh, that poor guard. Don't worry, she's knocked out.
She's fine, kids.
Glitchy grabbing the Iron Boots, probably very relieved at this point. And I think we might be heading to the bottom of the well to finish off some checks. No, not quite.
Yeah, still getting those skulls, still scared that Rita's letter is needed. That is true. The Ice Cavern Sunken Heart Piece of Heart would mean that you would require 20 to get Iron Boots and 50 to get Rita's letter.
That would be the biggest troll of the scene. I thought the Kakiri Sword Skullmaster was bad, but that's just awful.
Yeah, that would be real bad. Yeah, we have found, I believe, 2 Way of the Hero hints for the House of Skulls.
Just 2. If we find more than 2, then it would be referring to both Ruda's Letter and Iron Boots.
Where's ATC going? I guess he just wants to get the skulls out here and maybe try and make a day.
He's most likely going to be doing the skulls, and also he still hasn't done the crate or the waterfall heart piece. He can't do the crate without long shot, but he can get the other one as an adult. Though he would have to climb all the way back up, pretty much. Yeah,
I'm guessing he just wants to get these skulls and then try and make a day for Epona, I guess.
So he doesn't have Sun Song, so hopefully it's day soon. And it is actually. So he'll probably wait just a little bit.
Yeah, and there he goes, calls Epona.
Bombag was in GTG, so ADZ will most likely be getting out fairly soon.
Yep.
Glitchy does remember to plant the bean.
So that'll be important later.
I wonder, can you reach the switch with the bombs? You might be able to? Oh, he has the slingshot anyway. So
yeah, he has the slingshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. With bombs, I'm actually not sure. I've tried multiple times and failed, but it's also because I'm not good at this game.
You can do it with bomb shoes, but Bombag, I've never attempted it myself.
I think you might be able to, but it would probably take some pretty precise timing, because the bomb can make it near the switch, but I think it has to blow up like as it gets there, so it takes some pretty precise timing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it can. I always have bomb shoes at the time, though. So,
yeah, bomb shoes, slingshot.
ATZ with the horseback archery. Let's see how much of a master he is.
Yeah, that is true. This is a skip or the check that Glitchy did skip because it was nighttime.
Not too bad. I've seen some racers just machine gun the arrows and get 1500 in 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've tried that like in my run, and I was like, yep, nope, can't do this. Just gonna do it the old way.
So 1000 was nothing, but we all want to see the 1500. That's the one that actually matters. Literally sniping the switch, and we'll be finishing up Child Spirits, at least what he can do.
Now, if we don't see a key or a boss key over here, then that means the Composer's Grave Way of the Hero hint was most likely for the
Composer Grave. Or
yeah,
for Saria's Song. Well, it could be referring to Saria's Song from Requiem, because we know Minuet is all dungeons.
And neither of the runners have checked Darunia yet.
So let's see what this is.
Oh!
Oh, light arrows. Very nice.
So that was definitely the Way of the Hero hint.
Question is, when will ATC do that, if ever? He might relegate that to climbing Ganon's castle. Or perhaps he will do it once he has a means of activating the switch.
Yeah, which he'll get from GTG.
But if he doesn't, he'll see Spirit Temple's Way of the Hero, and we'll have to go all the way back down, go back to being a child, grab the light arrows, whereas Glitchy has it out of the way instantly, and has planted the bean at the same time.
Yeah.
So this could end up saving Glitchy time if ATC decides, you know what, going back to being a child, not worth it.
That'd be such a risk, though. I don't know if ATC's willing to take that big of a risk.
I mean, if he finds the silver gauntlets at some point before doing that, then it's not a huge risk.
True, but he does know the Composer's Grave is on the way of the hero.
True.
So that could sway his decision making.
There are a lot of misconceptions that way of the hero. Charles Spirit had light arrows.
Yes. There's ATZ's first bomb bag.
There we go.
Looks like he's going to be setting up for the nice little recoil you can do here. Missed it, unfortunately.
Gets it that
Gets
time.
the second.
That's true. ATZ, whilst he's here, can do the toilet.
Question is, does he want to? I mean, I believe with where the keys were, it's... I don't know, I guess it's not guaranteed, because there could be 2 items behind the push block.
Yeah, we don't know what's behind the push block, though I don't think anyone wants to do the toilet. No one wants to do it, but you might have to.
I feel like if I'm in ATZ's shoes, I actually do the toilet.
Oh, I think I would as well.
Do you think Nintendo was actually trying to make those enemies hard?
Those poor doggos. Lolon Ranch Way of the hero? Well, the hookshot was there, so...
Yes, it's probably the hookshot. It was hookshots, and then... What did Malin teach?
Zelda.
Ah, yes, so it could be that or that.
Either way, both required. So, we now know all 4 Way of the Hero hints.
Yep.
The only...
Fortunately,
Yeah.
2 of them weren't very good.
There was one for Deku, one for Lon, which pretty much everyone does in their Child 1 route anyway. But the House of Scotch one, I'd say, has been very useful.
Yes.
But potentially risky if you decide to go for the 50. Because who knows, there could be nothing back there. But you just don't know.
Yeah, you just gotta kind of keep collecting skulls, and if it's not required, good. If it is required, you're ready.
So, nothing else in Child 1 that Glitchy has found, unfortunately, I believe. So the bomb bag hasn't paid off yet. Though he'll most likely be returning to being an adult now.
Yeah, it is an interesting choice that Glitchy decided to go do all these other checks before going to the Dongos.
Is he really going for it?
Oh, wow, this is an interesting choice by Glitchy.
I'm surprised he didn't do this on his first passover in Lost Woods, honestly. Because he's not going to be happy to find Kakiri's sword and have to play Serenade and travel all of that, whereas ATZ did all of that at once.
Oh, he is doing Bombchu Bowling, which we haven't seen yet.
We have not seen this yet. I'm not too sure that Glitchy should do this, honestly. The bomb bag opens up so many grottos and the Dongo's cavern and everything else. The odds... Skull Mask has a good chance of being required compared to pretty much every check, but it's still unlikely.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time.
And I mean, it's just like at this point, you were already over there, and you didn't do it. I feel like at this point, you should just kind of double down and not do it.
Yeah.
Unless he's just getting Skull Mask now, and if he's ever over there, do it, which I could understand.
I mean, that's true, because you need daytime to grab the mask, and if he comes through at nighttime, and Skull Mask is required, he'd have to wait a whole bunch of time.
Right, so he might just be picking it up to do it later. Whenever he's over
Which
there.
is smart.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have had it happen where I've forgotten to grab the Keegan mask. I come back and it's nighttime. And it's just like, okay, well, I can't do Skull Mask now and hope it's not good.
Getting to check the toilet here.
Glitchy picking up some more bombs from Bomb Tree Bowling.
No
And
fitting.
is getting out of there. I think he's going for Skull Mask, honestly.
It's such an interesting decision. I don't believe Glitchy checked the Sacred Meadow Grotto yet. So maybe he's planning on going over there too.
True, he does have to do Goron City anyway. So let's hope there's something there for Glitchy. Otherwise, he's going to be wasting about 3-4 minutes? Perhaps not that long. He has Serenade.
Yeah. This will be interesting to see what we get from these bombs. Alright, here we go. The big moment. What's on the toilet?
What's on the toilet? Probably a piece of crap. But let's hope it's something good. Easy. Are you rewarded for your efforts?
Oh, you got $50 for it.
Not really. I mean, $50 for cleaning a toilet, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Pretty good value right there. Well, if Glitchy ever ends up over here again, he might be doing that as well. Especially because once he does the push blocks, he'll realize it's an item. If he ever ends up back over here.
Glitchy... I think if you were Glitchy, you would hope there's nothing here. But the Kakiri sword? I would prefer 5 rupees, honestly.
Yeah, because this makes you think, oh, well, now I can go do child fishing.
Yeah, that's true, Doctor. Someone did flush money down the toilet. I hope ATZ cleans it.
Exactly.
It's 2 hours in. I'm gonna say, this is one of the most trolliest scenes I've seen. Like, Kakiri sword Skull Mask? Child fishing had nothing? Iron Boots and Rudu's letter in House of Skulls, and you know it's Way of the Hero?
Yeah, that's pretty trolly.
Oh, the double defense, though.
Yo, I'd pay $40 for double defense. ATZ really having a hard time opening the chest.
Come on, ATZ. Gets the decky nuts.
Any seed with Stone of Agony is a troll. I would agree. At least if you're playing in a top 16 tournament, the Stone of Agony trolls you more than it helps you.
Oh, but Sora Tunic though, so at least we will be able to see what color that is, and that is incredibly important in any randomizer. You need to know the fashion.
Oh yeah, no. As soon as I get a tunic, even if I don't need it, I equip it. I'm like, this is important. Alright, there's ATZ's slingshot.
ATZ's probably not happy he got the slingshot now because, oh man, what if something's there in Child 1?
Right.
Let's go all the way back.
The question is, does he just decide to skip it?
Oh, we'll see if it's a good idea. The slingshot had nothing, but Goron City is still an unknown factor.
And also, now that I think about it, ATZ hasn't checked any of the grottos over there, so he's going to be over there anyway, getting the grotto checks. So it's not actually terrible.
So Glitchy can do all 3 child checks here.
Yes, they do have lens, but they do not have magic. At least I know ATZ does. I'm pretty sure Glitchy got it, because it was in the bottom of the well.
Yeah, Glitchy got it as well.
Alright, checking Darunia.
So Runia, what do we have? And it's a bloopy.
Well, always worth a check, and you can get the fire here anyway, so...
So honestly, I would say Glitchy had a really strong lead at that bomb bag, but then decided to do ATZ's route, and whilst he's done it more efficiently, he actually hasn't gotten anything for his time.
Yeah, and now he's got in the back of his mind, I have this Kokiri sword, do I go check fishing?
I think you just do at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely a temptation.
Jumps off the edge.
The confidence.
The sheer confidence. Although the pot's going over him, isn't that cliffing?
Exactly.
Get this guy out of here.
Banned on technicality.
Battle technicality, I love it. Alright, ATZ going into Child Spirit.
He's just ignoring the 25 rupees.
Playing it safe, it is required to do, and he still needs to plant the bean there.
Yep. I wonder if that's why he didn't plant the bean here. He was like, well, I'm gonna come here anyway at some point.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, what are the odds you don't find Slingshot, Boomerang, or Bomb Shoes, right? It does actually make a little bit of sense.
Yeah, light arrows are on Child Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Which ATZ is going to find here in about 5 minutes.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Essentially, the entire Child 1 route, Child 2 route here, pretty much there was nothing.
Child whatever route. I don't know how many times it's been child at this point.
Child X. Now, Glitchy is opting to do these two checks, and they don't have Bolero or the Minuet, so they can't get to this quickly. Because as an adult, you can do all three checks here with the hover boots, with a nice little backwalk off the crate. But because it takes so long to get here anyway, and they've done all the checks here, then it makes sense to use it as a child.
There's the Goron too.
Come on, Glitchy. Oh, 36, nice.
Alright, don't have to worry about sticks anymore.
He needs to become an adult ASAP. I need to know these colors. And he is opting to do child fishing.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't blame him. He's
So
really
the-
very disappointed.
The race is very, very close now.
It is very tight right now.
Especially because ATZ has done most of Dodongo's cavern, whereas Glitchy hasn't touched it yet, so there's that lead.
A to Z is pretty much going to be recovering Glitchy's steps for Spirit Temple, picking up the light arrows, whilst Glitchy is going to be doing child fishing, and who knows after that. I imagine becoming an adult. There's no child checks he can do after this point, I think.
Yeah, that is true. In
The
Goron
only child
maze.
checks he has left is pretty much Jabu.
Yeah, and then there's like the couple of checks in the bottom of the well, but I doubt
sure.
anyone's going back there. Yeah, Glitchy did do Castle Fairy, and I believe it was like a.
It was a heart piece, or it wasn't
yeah.
anything important.
It wasn't a good item.
So I would say Glitchy's done more checks than ATC at this point, but nothing good, because his Child X route, we'll call it, has had nothing.
Yep.
Except the Kagiri sword. Having a little bit of trouble on everyone's favourite minigame. ATZ picking up the light arrows. Come on, fish. I know you want to bite it.
These fish can just troll you so hard.
These fish are not biting. Oh, gets it in the end. Very nice.
Ooh, the immediate catch.
Oh, I would have loved to have seen Glitchy's reaction here. And he gets the legendary arrow. It's required to fire light arrows, so good thing he did that.
I wouldn't be surprised if his reaction was somewhat similar to that picture he has up on his stream.
Pretty much. Oh, but AZ is now just picking up where Glitchy is and doing Bombshy bowling.
Yep.
So they're actually trading back and forth now.
Is that gonna make it? Sure it is. That's pretty
should be.
fancy.
Though I don't blame AZ in this position, because he can't... If he went to do Dodongo, that's 3 checks. Whereas Glitchy,
Right.
I don't know whether he should have done all this. Dodongo is... He still needs to do all of it. I'm fairly sure.
Yeah. And he's still not going to it. He's gonna do some of the overworld checks right now.
I mean, it makes sense to do it now, I guess. Since he is over here.
Yeah.
Because the only other time he was here was going to G2G.
Getting trolled by the fence there.
I think if Glitchy's doing this, I think he might actually do bottom of the well. Just ensure there's nothing here.
Yeah, he's just being very thorough.
The downside of being very thorough is if your opponent decided to just do adult checks and not come back as a child, then you pretty much just orbit at that point. But thankfully for Glitchy, they're both being very thorough on their child checks.
Right.
With Glitchy most likely coming out on top, as he has done all of this with the bomb bag, as ATZ has had to come back.
Yeah. I'm curious where Nat's going right now. I'm just going to switch between calling him a Nat and ATZ, because I can't decide on which one.
By the end of this, I'm sure you'll have it down pat. So, the Stone of Destiny, as some call it. Let's see if it's any good.
SSJ Boulder. I'm sorry, Boulder, not Boulder. It's always a 5 rupee.
5 rupees. Yep, Glitchy is going to do bottom of the well, it looks like. And perhaps plant the bean if he has not already. Though I imagine he would have.
I'm just going to cycle through calling him a Nat, ATZ, George.
Both back walking. Glitchy heading to bottom of the well, whilst ATC is going to be finishing up Lost Woods. And I don't blame him. You found that slingshot. Maybe that's a good check. You don't know.
I mean, he's also going to get the
Grand City ones.
Yeah, and just the
There's like
Corrados
6,
here.
7 checks here, but unfortunately Glitchy's done all this.
Yep.
His return to child was so much more efficient with the bomb bag and slingshot. So let's assume there's nothing in bottom of the well. What is left to do? There's the 3 checks into Dongo that we know what we have checked, because ATC has done the other 4. There was nothing behind it. There's some checks in Fire Temple still. ATC picking up 5 rupees. Glitchy will be frozen. I think that was a good use of time.
Nice. Also, I'm pretty sure Glitchy did not check the bottom chest, so this might be where he checks it.
Well, they have all the keys, so yes, they still need to do that. What's left to do? 50 skulls? You are right. Could you imagine that? So, everything is locked behind Rudo's ladder. Go get 50 skulls.
Yeah, I mean...
Is that even? I imagine that's possible, though without Sunsong. Get your juice boxes ready and your snacks.
Yeah, we're in for a long haul, if that's the case. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, there is some more in water that you can do.
Glitchy disappointed, but pretty much he has done everything in Child except Jabu, and he can't do that yet.
Yeah.
So he's going to be acting in adult.
It's kind of interesting, because going into this, I felt like Glitchy was going to play kind of more aggressive and just, like, skip certain checks, but he's being very thorough.
I was expecting ATZ to be very aggressive, but I think because of the bomb bag, they had to just stop being aggressive and start being far more thorough, because they were missing a very critical item and there were very few checks left. Glitchy, yes, got the correct route, because essentially, at the point, the racers had a decision to make. Do you go GTG or do you finish up Child 1? Glitchy was correct by picking GTG. However, he went back to being Child 1, and whilst he did do it more efficiently, gaining time over ATZ because he didn't have the bomb bag and is returning to finish up, Glitchy could have just skipped all that, and would have had a massive lead otherwise.
Right, for sure. Also, ATZ was getting bodied by this pot.
I saw. That was rather unfortunate. Gets the heart piece. So Glitchy, most likely doing the North Volta, that's why he's coming out here.
Yep, and then probably gonna make his way to Dongos.
Oh, where are you going, Glitchy?
Where is he going?
Okay, I'll be
For-
honest, I don't... Where is he going? Oh, he needs bombs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just getting a bomb drop. Okay. I was like, is he going to Forest Temple? And then I realized he already did Forest Temple.
He's already done Forest. No, he still needs to check the Destiny boulder.
Boulder of Destiny.
I don't think I've ever been in that position. No bombs in Hyrule Field.
Oh, I've been in a position where I've had no bombs, but at least I think most of the time when I don't have bombs, I have
Bomb shoes, a hammer.
bomb shoes. Yeah, or hammer.
Easy. Finishing up the maze.
Calling Epona. Interesting choice. Also, we haven't seen either of the tunics that Glitchy has, so that's
Very
unfortunate.
disappointed in these races. They haven't shown us the fashion yet. Well, I mean, this is a check that he needs to do still. Do you have the iron boots?
Ah, yes. The
So, since he's here, now's a good time. In fact, I actually prefer Glitchy's route here. Doing that boulder as an adult, because you can't do this as a child. You need Gold Scale to do it as a child.
yeah.
So this was smarter by Glitchy here, to do the North Boulder as an adult.
Also, I believe both of the runners have not done adult fishing in the heart piece on top of the lab, so there is that.
Those two chicks are there still.
And then if they wanted to, which ooh,
Magic Sound, FW finally useful.
yes, and they can actually full clear spirit now, or not spirit, shadow now. That's
Troll chest
exactly what he's
not
going to
being
do.
useful. AC's even going for these. I think he's banking on the 50 skulls.
He might be. He might also attempt at this point just to do Dodongo Cavern as a child.
No, I mean, he could, I guess. He is here. Though I think I'd rather do it as an adult.
Yeah, I suppose that is true, because you would have to go around. I don't know, can you ground jump? I think you can ground jump as a child, maybe?
He's done the 4 checks already. The tower
He
is
is going
up
in.
and down.
Yeah, I'm at the
Okay.
inside the Dodongo's place where you have to push the block down.
Glitchy is doing Shadow Temple, so some actual progression is being made. I'm just throwing that out there. That magic
Yes.
allowed him to do. In fact, you can do all of Shadow, actually.
Yep, you can full clear it.
Unbelievable, some actual progression being made. Though, I don't think I've ever seen in any race a child being in Dodongo's cabin.
I know that ATZ has done it before. He was like, yeah, no, I actually did do Dodongo as a child because it was faster.
I'm not sure whether this is the work of efficient routing or desperation. Though to be fair, you only want to do this as an adult, just to get that switch out of the way, right?
Yeah, it's not like a huge time waste, because
No.
I do believe you can
You can ground jump.
ground
up
jump.
there.
Yeah, the child. So it's not really that big, and it's still going to take the same amount of hits to
Boss
kill
Key
Dodongo.
immediately in the Shadow Temple. AZ, welcome with an ice chest, and we'll be finishing up Dodongo whilst Glitchy is in a required dungeon, doing some actual progression, facing off against Dead Hand. Not both. Efficiency and desperation. I like your style, Doctor. Ooh, loses the shield though. Although I don't think it matters at this point. He's pretty much done everything as a child.
He's going around, which is interesting. Maybe he's going to get that skull on the way?
You can grab the skull, but you also, I don't believe, can't go up that ledge. You need to be an adult for that.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure whether you can ground jump that or not.
I don't think
I
I can as a child.
think
Though,
I've-
to be fair, I've never attempted it, because
I was
I've
gonna
always
say.
used as an... Glitchy cleaning up Dead Hand, grabs the Small Keeper of Troubles, and will be continuing on with some progression.
Okay, you can't. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
That's right, don't worry. Ages, you can go to the Colossus Hands if he needs another one. Anyway.
Yeah, he is picking up the skull on the
He
way.
can't crown jump now as well. Though I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
it would
that's
really matter. He's done everything as a child at this point.
Yeah, unless he also wanted to go back to the bottom of the well, which he could.
He very well could. I think Glitchy is just taking the lead back now, honestly.
Yeah, depending on when ATZ finds his magic.
Unless there's something in the Dongo at the very end, then Glitchy has quite a huge lead. So he decides, you know what? I'm not doing the Dongo. And he doesn't need to right now. Why would he?
Yeah, that is true.
I think the strategy at this point is ATZ is banking on Rudo's letter. Someone pointed that out, and it's actually a possibility. Like, if that is required, what do you do if you start skipping skulls? It's a huge gamble to ignore skulls at this point.
Right. And ATZ is going super aggressive on him.
Now, I'm just checking the medallions, and ATZ has not accidentally put Jabu on. So... Ooh, the long shot!
Ooh, alright.
Nice by Glitchy. So Water Temple can now be fully cleared. So pretty much they're just looking for Mirror Shield and Silver Gauntlets.
Yep.
That's all they need to beat this seed.
They already have their light arrows, so they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, so no Gold Gauntlet shenanigans. It's really the only thing behind that check would be potentially the light arrows, but they've already found it.
Yep.
So they don't have to worry about that.
That is the one nice thing about finding light arrows, is you're like, okay, I don't have to worry about going gauntlet shenanigans.
Because it's always a pain when you go up to Ganondorf, he tells you, haha, the light arrows are in my castle, and you don't have the golds. Because
Yeah,
most
in one
likely
of
he would be behind there.
yeah, in one of the races me and you did, I didn't have light arrows, and I did the 8 checks, and it wasn't his castle, but it was the forest
I know.
chest. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
ATZ does not find anything in the Dongos. Gets
That's a
the
nice
Kokiri
Kokiri Emerald, though.
Oh, maybe he just wants that minuet. The boomerang has been found.
Oh, there's the boomerang.
So Jabu, I mean, they know where Rudo's letter is. Don't count Jabu out just yet. The Silver Gauntlets as well!
Oh my lord, Shadow Temple paying out.
Shadow Temple has the long shot, has the Silver Gauntlets. Does it have the Mirror Shield?
Is it the
No.
Jabu of this seed?
Oh god. The letter is 50 skulls, and they know where the hero is there, but they also found Iron Boots. ATZ seems to be banking. Well, not banking, but playing it very safe that Rudo might be required. Whereas Glitchy found magic, doing Shadow Temple, finds the long shot, finds the Silver Gauntlets, and pretty much only needs one item to be in full go mode.
Look at that beautiful sky.
Oh, that is a nice sky. I think ATZ has just hung his head higher, thinking about what he's done with his life, this seed.
He's reminiscing.
No text is gonna pop up, is there? Oh, there we go. It's turning nighttime.
Yeah.
I think he's waiting for child skulls, honestly.
Man, that
going
could
for
be
the-
such a bad.
He's going for the hugest gamble, because he's done Dampe digging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the magic was in the Tektite Grotto.
If there is Mirror Shield in Shadow Temple, then Glitchy just pulls way ahead.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Shadow Temple had 3 required items. Glitchy has everything he needs to finish this seed. He's in total go mode. ATZ is just scrambling around thinking, where the hell are all these items? All he had to do was grab the magic in the Tektite Grotto, and now he has everything because it's all in Shadow Temple. Glitchy is in full go mode. This is the best Shadow Temple I've ever seen.
That is insane. Oh no, okay, he just wanted to get the ice arrows.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ice Arrow is way of the hero, of course.
Exactly.
Well, I just want to say the Stone of Agony is cursed.
That's insane.
Whoever gets the Stone of Agony loses. Not even ATZ, the Juggernaut himself, can withstand the curse. Glitchymon is going to win this unless something catastrophic happens, like his power goes out. Or
Yeah,
he
'cause
dies 20 times to Ganon.
Because at this point, he knows he doesn't have to do anything other than
Yes.
require dungeons.
ATZ going for the biggest gamble, hoping it is 50 skulls, and it is just not the case. Honestly, when I saw him going for those child skulls, I had to look at his medallions, in case it was another repeat, to see if Jabu was on there.
Yeah. Oh, is he going Water Temple again?
I think he's doing adult fishing.
Yeah, he definitely could
He's
be.
gonna confirm Scarecrow. Oh, there's just one check. Honestly, okay, so I'm just gonna throw this out here. That one minor routing, Glitchy decided to do that North Grotto as an adult to go into the Iron Boots Grotto, the Tektite Grotto. ATC did it as a child. It's just that one check there he needs to do. If he decides to, you know what, I'm gonna do that as an adult to get into that Iron Boots one, the Tektite, he would have gone Magic.
Right.
Just
Like, the
just
only
that tiny
chance
thing.
that
tiny little change. That's it.
ATZ has is if he just decides to go check that grotto, or if he finds another magic somewhere. But even
Pretty
then,
much.
he's going to be
Maybe.
pretty far behind.
Who knows? Double magic could be here, and that's the only way ATZ has a chance. He has to get that magic, because that is locking the long shot, the silver gauntlets, the mirror shield. Maybe he finds the other strength upgrade here as well, and double magic and spirit. That's a possibility. But at the moment, it's unlikely ATZ will be pulling ahead, but there is still a chance. It's not totally over.
Yeah, who knew that that magic was locking literally the entire seed?
Literally everything. As soon as I saw the silver gauntlets, I was like, okay, Shadow is pretty good. Then the long shot, wow, Shadow Temple was amazing. And then the mirror shield. All three items that was required, best Shadow Temple I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's insane.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
And also a boomerang, just for, the extras.
Forgive me. AZ just having a nice relaxing day at adult fishing.
The fish is just staring down that lure.
He's just looking at it. Doesn't
And
even
he's just
care.
gone. Oh, we found Pocket Cuckoo.
Pocket Kaku. Boo, oh forgive me.
Hey, there's the fancy jumping on the
Yeah,
wheel string.
I love that little jump. Oh, two fishes at the same time,
One of them backs off.
and the other one?
Oh, he got baited. That guy was like, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it.
And it's like, nah, I'm out of it, mate. Sorry. Who knew adult fishing could be so difficult? Well, it's quite relaxing, actually. Just, spending
What is
time.
with these fish? They refuse.
Wow, I rarely have fished this bad. Oh,
There we go.
gets it. Kissing fish. So if this is either the strength upgrade or the double magic, A to Z might have a chance if double magic's in spirit, for example, if he finds strength here. Gets the 5 rupees. I want to crit. I think A to Z wants to quit at this point from this scene. Oh boy.
If ATZ finds magic and gets to Shadow and he gets all 3 of those items, he's probably gonna feel really behind.
Yeah.
Which
And
you
that-
technically would be.
Even if ATC got magic right now and went to Shadow Temple, Glitchy is a very good racer. He won't fail hard on execution. Let's ignore the Goma mistake. I don't think ATC can make up the time at this point.
Yeah, and I feel like if you're Glitchy right now, I would almost feel like you're ahead. Playing all 3 of those items.
I think if Glitchy did not do Child 1 route, Child 2 I should say, he would be just ecstatic. He'd be like, okay, let's go and win. But he did the Child 2. Maybe it's I don't think he knows for certain he's won, but I think he's feeling pretty confident. It is sub. He's definitely going to be a sub-3 run. But you have to remember, he is facing ATZ, an absolute juggernaut. Against many other races, perhaps he'd be feeling pretty confident, but maybe the nerves might be getting to him a little bit at this stage.
That's possible. One thing to note is that Glitchy did not pick up Ice Arrows, so you cannot do the definitely optimal strat.
True. Does not have the Ice Arrows. ATC has.
I just find it odd that he went to go check the 30 skulls knowing it was Ice Arrows.
I mean, it's not a randomizer without at least grabbing the Ice Arrows, right?
No, you gotta have them. Alright, well, he's picking up Epona here. He could be doing some of the grotto checks, so he might end up getting magic here pretty soon.
This is exactly what he needs to do to have a chance of coming back. Though at this point, what else is there to do?
I'm not sure.
Really, it's just the grottos. Picking up small bombs.
Interesting, he's deciding to get off Epona for that. I mean, I guess it's probably a little bit easier, because Epona can run through the bushes and even pick up the stuff.
Bongo taken out very nicely by Glitchy. Big Goron Sword coming in handy. And as well, Glitchy has the big Goron Sword. All of the bosses, it's just super easy with big Goron Sword, whereas ATZ, who knows, he might fail Bongo and has to do it in 2 cycles, whereas Glitchy can just do it in 1. Okay, so let's see where ATZ is going. Yeah, he's going to be doing the Hyrule Field Grottos. Glitchy is 1 full dungeon ahead and has every item at this point. Shadow Temple is stacked.
And the unfortunate thing about where ATZ is right now is the grotto that he needs is on the other side of Hyrule Field. So it's probably
going to do that last. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glitchy is just going. He's in pure go mode. Once he's done Water Temple, he's just gonna head to Spirit, finish that up, and he's just gonna be killing Ganon.
Yeah, at this point he's in go mode too, so you can ignore a lot of Spirit when he gets there.
As soon as he grabs the boss key in Water Temple, kills Morpha, doesn't have to do anything else.
And as soon as he gets 3 small keys and a boss key in Spirit, he can just go beat the boss.
Though, I think, in this case, ATZ just pretty much stops at the boss key, so he won't be gaining any time there.
Yeah. Yeah, he won't gain any time.
ATZ, this is exactly what you need to do.
Okay. Depending on how Glitchy does this Water Temple, he could gain back some time, though. If he doesn't just...
That's true. If he does boss key last, that's an extra 5-6 minutes that ATC would gain over him, because he does have the boss key. And he's going to be going to Shadow Temple next 100% and gaining all of the items for go mode. So some time could be gained here for ATC.
Yeah. But other than that, there's no advantage for ATZ other than having that boss key.
But it could be the thing he needs to pull ahead. It depends how Glitchy routes this. And honestly, I usually do boss key last, because what are the odds that his boss key is going to be there compared to Dark Link into the River Chest into Dragon Chest?
Yeah, especially because with this Water Temple, I believe these first 3 checks are keys, so you're going to have 3 keys.
I mean, the boss key could be there, but otherwise they 90% of the time are small keys. Yeah. AZ heading straight to Shadow. Is going to be having the best Shadow Temple of his life. Though really, with so few checks left before getting that magic, ATZ must be sweating.
Right. Because he knows that 20 skulls aren't that hard to get, so his opponent probably had Iron Boots. And, you know, if he just went and checked that grotto like Glitchy did, he can definitely be feeling behind right now.
Especially once he finds all of the items he's about to get.
Alright, Glitchy doing the safe strat here with the hover boots.
Yeah, this will be an excellent question to ask ATZ, how he felt when he got that magic.
Yeah, for sure. Also, interesting that ATZ is choosing to trial and error this rather than just pulling out the lens.
Gets the wrong one at the end, unfortunately. Glitchy carrying on with Water Temple.
Yeah, this is going to be a big tempo for Glitchy, because if he decides to go Bosky, then he is just miles ahead, but if he decides to full clear water, that would be good in ATZ's favor, bad for Glitchy.
Save quits, and we'll see where he goes from there. If he goes to the boss key, Glitchy will be miles ahead. If he does not do that immediately, ATZ will be gaining time, as ATZ does have the boss key. He did dip water, and went straight for the boss key. He got it correct. He did not do any other extra checks.
That is another good question. Why chickens at the 2-minute mark?
That is true. I have that written down.
Yeah, but it looks like Glitchy's, well, I mean, weird that he didn't. I see people not do this check early. It's always interesting. I think it's probably slightly faster without the water there.
I do it without the water because those fish are very annoying.
Yeah, they certainly can be.
ATZ cleaning up Dead Hand and will be grabbing a small key. Glitchy, show us what the Zora Tunic is, please. I need to know.
Trick where you can roll into that pillar.
It's a lot harder to do than the fire ones.
Oh yeah, no, I tried it like twice and was like, why would I ever want to do this? And then just shot the crystal.
I always give it one go, at the very least.
Alright, so at this point, this is where ATZ is going to be starting to gain on Glitchy. Every check he does in the Water Temple that is not the boss key chest, this is where ATZ is making up time.
And he needs to make up time. Glitchy is about, I would say, 15 minutes ahead. 12 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, because he's like a full
Shadow
shadow.
Temple.
Yeah, full Shadow Temple. Yes, Mirror Shield, Silver Gauntlets, and Long Shot are all in the Shadow Temple.
And those are the 3 items they need, well, at least ATZ needs, to be in go mode. Glitchy got them all and is pretty much on the home stretch of finishing. Now, Glitchy is most likely going to win this. However, don't rule ATZ out. It's possible. It's unlikely, but it is possible if ATZ has perfect execution and Glitchy makes a few mistakes that ATZ could pull it back. It's not over yet.
Yes, this race is far from over. Especially because, like I said, every check that Glitchy does in the Water Temple right now.
And yes, this is the start of the comeback for ATZ. Glitchy is not doing the boss key chest, which holds the boss key first. ATZ did, and did no other additional checks.
Right, like as soon as we get done with Shadow, ATZ goes Water Temple and then just beats Morpha.
Whereas if Glitchy does that key last, ATZ gains about 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes of time.
And he's gonna check the central pillar room, which is a pretty big.
I hope he puts the Zora Tunic on. He doesn't need to, but I need to know what color it is.
Yeah, we haven't seen either of the other tunics this entire match.
I feel like he will.
Oh, there's going. Oh, no, he didn't. He went right past it.
Ah, you had one job, Glitchy, one job. Alright, I give a solemn promise. If I ever race, I will always see what colors it is.
Oh, 100%.
100%. It is incredibly important to know the fashion.
It is interesting that Glitchy is skipping the boss key and not immediately going to Dark Link, because that's usually what I do if I skip the boss key. I immediately go Dark Link.
That's what I normally do. This chest is also behind the key, technically, because we're assuming worst key usage for logic.
Right.
So this could still be something.
Although they have double magic I guess could be nice, but that's like the last item that could be useful.
Yep, he's going to be doing Dark Link now.
There's the boomerang. Gotta wonder what ATC's thinking once he gets that boomerang.
ATC might be thinking, ooh, Rudo's letter. But now he's found the silver gauntlets immediately after.
So, at that point, you're like, okay, maybe it's not required.
The range of emotions there, okay, I can imagine it being like this. You're gambling Rudo's letter. You have like how many sculptures? 30, 32? And then you find the boomerang. Amazing. It could be required for Rosetta, and then you find a silver gauntlets immediately after. You just go from amazing to, oh god, what have I done?
Right. Finding that boomerang is like, oh, maybe I was right, and then finding that silver gauntlets, you're like, oh, maybe I wasn't.
Oh, but I still need to find the mirror shield, AZZ's thinking. It's my last item. Well, hold your horses, mate, because it's about to come up in a minute. And then at that point, what do you do?
Right. You can also tell how deeply focused ATZ is right now, because he hasn't marked anything on his tracker in like the last hour.
He just knows what he has. He's not wasting any time.
And once again, Glitchy's still in Water Temple.
This shit focus on this lad. What an absolute unit.
He didn't even mark that he got Forest Medallion, or
The light
Light Medallion from Forest.
Oh, gets the slingshot upgrade. Oh, blocked by the spikes. A small key. And at this point, he's about to get Mirror Shield. I'm just going to put an F in chat for ATZ.
And there it is, the Mirror Shield.
It is.
That is another good point, as on Ganon Dwarf, the first one, Glitchy will have Big Oron Sword, so there's at least that for Glitchy.
That is true.
Not like that's a major thing, but...
It makes one cycling Ganon pretty much guaranteed.
Right.
With the Master Sword, it's significantly harder. It is doable, but it is a lot harder.
It is a lot harder.
Oh, another bomb bag.
Oh, there's another one.
You know,
That one wasn't technically bomb bag locked either.
Oh, this seed could have gone so differently.
It could have.
If ATC had just did Dark Link instead, he would have had the bombs way before Glitchy. Right?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh no, that's awful. If he had just chosen a different route, he would have had the bomb bag. If he had not saved scum for that one Sculpture and say, you know what, I'll do Dark Link. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, it is interesting.
That is going to be a question for later. So, Glitchy, doing Dragon Chest, is going to be disappointed the boss key is not here. And he's done pretty much every check.
Yep, I believe the last check is the boss key chest.
So ATC has gained about 3-4 minutes of time here, because they're both in go mode, but ATC has the boss key. He does not need to do any of the other checks in Water Temple. Yeah, GG was not required. Well, it was required because in the logic of the seed, you need all of the keys to get that bomb bag, assuming worst key usage. But realistically, you could have just saved scum for that, got the bomb bag, and GCG would not be required, pretty much.
Yeah, and also technically in logic, that's probably where you're supposed to get your first slingshot. Although slings... Wait, maybe not, because I think there's a slingshot somewhere in Shadow Temple.
No, there was.
Yeah, so maybe not. Maybe you could have just skipped it.
Yeah, I would definitely ask Glitchy what he's thinking at this point. Boss key. I mean, this is the exact route I do as well. I always do boss key last.
I let it up to the keys. If I feel like I'm getting a lot of keys early, I sometimes tend to do boss key chest first. But
I mean, you win
sometimes
some, you lose some. Like, you might just do this, and it's
Right.
worked before, but boss key might not be here. It's more likely going to be behind Dark Link and Boomer Chest than here. So, Glitchy grabs the boss key. So, ATC has about, I'd say, 5 minutes of time before he can go into Water Temple.
Yep. So that was the best case scenario for ATZ right there.
That was the best case scenario. If Glitchy starts making mistakes, ATZ could pull it back. It's all about execution from here on out, because Spirit Temple, you just do the checks and kill Twin Rover. There's not really much time saves you can do outside of execution.
Right. There's nothing you can like route out or route in, and
As
for
long as you
that.
get 3 small keys and a boss key, you just go kill Twin Rover, pretty much.
Yep. And then that's their last dungeon, and then it comes down to climbing Ganon's castle and Ganon himself.
All medallion successful means to gain access to Ganon's castle, you need all the medallions. Normally in the base game, you just need Shadow and Spirit. And accessible refers to the rule set of the run, so there's very few glitches allowed. Glitchy getting Morpher very quickly. Misses the first slash, but sets it up nicely and gets the quick kill. Well done. Oh, that's true, Doctor. We have not found any bomb shoes. Not a single one.
That is really interesting. There are some runs where I feel like I get 50 bomb shoes before getting
I've
a
had that
bomb
happen
bag.
multiple times. Oh, look at ATC. That's stylish. He's
They got the sick camera pan out.
just doing some pull-ups. Testing out his new gauntlets. Whereas Glitchy, killing Morpher, grabs the Spirit Medallion and will be heading straight to Spirit Temple to finish off his medallion collection.
Oh, there's some stuff to fill you in, Lost. Like Spirit Temple having silver gauntlets, or not Spirit Temple, Shadow Temple having silver gauntlets, mirror shield, and long shot.
The most stacked Shadow Temple I've ever seen. Rip that boat. It's gone forever.
And basically ATZ did all of Dodongo's where it was not required, and surprisingly Glitchy never touched Dodongo's.
Do you think this could have been a sub 2.5 hour seed if ATC decided to do Dark Link instead of Boss Key for his checks?
I don't know about sub 2.5 hours, it would definitely be a lot closer. But it all depends on...
Do is do the hierarchical chrono checks, go into Shadow, GG. Pretty much the entire run was locked behind the bombs and then the magic.
Right,
Everything
like
is
the,
at Shadow Temple.
like the biggest thing about it is whenever they checked the checked that grotto. I can't speak today. Because, you know...
I think the rooters that honestly affected ACC's play so much.
I mean, he did collect a lot of skulls.
He must be at like... Pulls off.
voids
That's
there.
not what we want to see. ACC, you need to be gaining time. You can't do silly mistakes like this. We want Glitchy to be making the small mistakes.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just a matter of when you check tech type, but the bombs at Water Temple, if he had just decided to do that, he would have Bomb Bag way before Glitchy. But I don't blame him for not doing it. He did not have... Oh no, he did have the bow for the river chest, but I'm not sure if he had... And he also had Song of Time, actually.
Yeah, at that point he would just, as soon as he got the boss key, he dipped, which is
Yeah.
understandable.
Okay, AT does not have Big Goron, so this will be a much longer fight.
Can still be a one cycle, but it'll definitely take a couple extra seconds, and it's a lot harder.
It is
Oh, he's not
very-
even going for the one cycle. Or is he? Yeah.
Ooh, I think he was one hit off. One or two hits.
Yeah, he was going for the stun lock.
Very close. And this is why knowing where Big Goron sword is on the big bows, just that 30-40 seconds of investment has already paid off for Glitchy.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised.
Yeah, one hit off. A very good attempt on the Bongo quick kill. But it is tough to do.
The race is certainly interesting, son. It's certainly interesting.
This has been a very interesting seed. It is all execution at this point. Glitchy has a lot of wiggle room to make mistakes. He has to do some catastrophic mistakes for AZZ to catch up. And AZZ has to
Yeah.
play perfectly. Like, I think the best way AZZ has a chance of winning is if Glitchy dies to Ganon. Oh hey, go Gauntlets.
Hey.
But essentially, Glitchy just gets free boss small keys, grabs the boss key, goes Twin Rover, kills Ganon. I don't think it will be sub 3. It'll be very close. It depends where the keys are at this point.
Yeah. It could definitely still sub 3 if they get the keys out of like the next couple chests, and then Twin Roma is not awful.
Yeah, typical early Stone of Agony seed. ATZ was the first person to grab Stone of Agony. And as it turns out, it's a cursed item still.
And of course, ATZ was the first one to read that Ruto's letter was on 50, which really affected his play, honestly.
He went for it. So ATZ doing Spirit first.
Interesting.
Hey, it's the bomb shoes. We found them at last.
Hey, finally some bomb shoes.
Yeah, those gold gauntlets being there was very rough in the Ashitaka. Because they had to do those 2 strengths. There was no choice.
Yep. Not like those 2 strengths are too bad.
Now, they were very easy to get. Just the second one was locked behind magic.
Yep, and magic was locked behind bombs.
So, I have a question for you, Techno. If you get Stone of Agony in the weeklies, what do? Do you just ignore it now?
It's so weird. It's so weird that like I was joking when I was like, yeah, right, well maybe if Glitchy doesn't get Stone of Agony, he'll win this. Just don't check your hints.
Just don't check your hints. Easy.
And speaking of the weekly, this race should be done in plenty of time for it.
Yeah, that's good. I'll have time to set up my stream for that. Normally, I have like 30 minutes to prepare. Oh, where is that boss key, Glitchy? He is hunting that thing down.
People are saying that Glitchy may have missed a check. I was not watching closely enough.
I mean, if he has, that's exactly what ATZ wants.
That is exactly what ATZ will need if that happens to be the boss key. Is he opting to skip the child side check?
I don't blame him. He doesn't have any magic to do it. And doing bonus for that? Absolutely not. I would not do it.
That would be really interesting if...
he just got it. So...
It'll be real interesting if that child side fire check has something. That isn't the boss key.
If it is there and AC does do it, then AC just gains more time over Glitchy, and he needs something like this.
Yeah, he desperately needs that.
Though, to be fair, you are right. They do have the long shot, so you can just grab this chest outside. You don't have to deal with the Iron Knuckle. It does make sense to do it like this.
Yeah.
AC grabbing the bolts, though they will not be useful this race. And there's the boss key.
Ooh.
Glitchy is going to be heading straight to Twin Rover.
That is not good.
And the infamous wall will be swiftly defeated by a long shot.
Gotta love that wall.
Before I watched the qualifiers, I did not know about holding Z on that wall. I hated that wall so much, but now if you don't have the long shot, if you hold Z, it is very unlikely you'll get knocked off. You can just climb that wall. And this little trick coming up is really nice. Just backflip it. I'm not sure why he's doing it. He doesn't need anything. Perhaps it's just habit at this point.
Indeed. It's gonna take a lot from Glitchy to pull ATZ back in this. A lot of real bad mistakes.
I mean, if anyone can do it, ATZ is certainly one of the few people who could pull this back.
Yes,
but it would be up to Glitchy to make the mistakes.
Yeah, at this point, it's Glitchy's race to win. To lose to win. I don't know the saying. It's one of those.
We'll just say it's both.
It's both. He can either win or lose this race. It is a 50-50 shot whether he wins or loses. Actually, at this point, it's probably less than a 50-50.
Oh, so, there's the double magic.
Hey, look at that.
Look at that.
So at this point,
ATC
and yes,
for a small key.
another thing to note is that that magic was locked behind magic because the second strength was in shadow and the third strength was in here.
Yep. So you had to do the tech stack, Chrono.
Which means you had to get bombs.
Though ATC's route here was actually quite nice. Because he got the boss key, and now he just needs one key, so he gets a few checks over Glitchy. Just a few. Not much, but every little helps. Assuming this is a small key right here. Yeah, so ATC can now head straight to Twin Rover.
Yeah. Glitchy's definitely gonna have to. I mean, it's possible. He could definitely like fall on Ganon Dwarf, I should say.
Dies on Ganon.
Could die on Ganon with 12 hearts and double defense.
Oh, it's possible. So Glitchy is handling Twin Rover very nicely.
And Twin Rova's handling Glitchy very nicely. Go on.
Hit that switch, ATC. You can do it. There you go.
Twin Rova's being so nice.
Barely hitting that one at the very end. And
That hitbox.
Twin Rover is usually pretty nice for me now. Utilizing Hookshot for this pretty much eliminates a lot of RNG in this fight. Twin Rover can still be a pain, even with these strategies.
Oh
but
yeah.
I tend to get 4 hits cleanly now. Maybe like 5 and I'll miss one.
In one of the recent races I did, I was just like getting trolled so hard. Like one would go in the front of me and then it use the beam, and the other one was behind me, so I couldn't do anything.
I would say initially I thought this race was pure randomness, but it is actually a lot of skill to do Twin River correctly.
Right.
Okay, using the hook shot to make her move a tiny bit faster.
And Glitchy's definitely gonna be able to do Twin Rova a little bit faster because of the big Goron sword.
Glitchy is pretty much guaranteed to get the 1 cycle unless something catastrophic goes wrong. Whereas if ATZ fails it somehow, you'll have to do Twin Rover 2 cycle, and then Twin Rover is not a nice person. Because her spells are random at that point. You could get 2 of the correct spells in a row and suddenly 8 of the other one.
Ooh. Please don't die.
ATZ, don't die, please. This playing is very safe. Good.
Ooh, that was terrifying.
0 fear from ATZ, though if he has the blue potion, thankfully. So Twin Rover won't be giving him any trouble. But Glitchy clings up Twin Rover. She is out of here. And will be heading straight to Ganondorf. Now, it may look like ATC is not too far behind in a couple minutes, but ATC still has to finish the water temple. He does have the boss key, so that'll be another 2 minutes.
Yes.
So I would say Glitchy is about 4 to 5 minutes ahead, losing about 6-7 minutes just doing every single check in water temple, whereas ATC did not have to do that.
Yes. And I did mention earlier how I thought that Glitchy would be a little more aggressive, and I guess it was a pretty aggressive play to completely ignore the Dongos, but it is 100% one of the biggest reasons he's ahead right now.
That is actually very true. If Glitchy had decided to do DC and finish all of it that bomb bag, it would actually be a very tight race. And it's not often you see that. The Dongo is, once you get bomb bag...
I mean, it's very rare to see anyone, like, skip to Dongos, because there's just so many, like, easy checks in there.
There's 7 checks in there, and the more important thing, it's very dense and very good, and they have Nocturne to get there quickly.
So it is, like, I mean, it's 100% the reason he's ahead, but it's also such an interesting choice.
AZ cleaning up Twin Rover very nicely, and will be heading to phase 2. It's very important he one-cycles her with the Master Sword, because it is possible you could fail it with the Master Sword, though I'm pretty sure AZ has this wrapped up nicely.
Oh yeah. The Master Sword is actually fairly difficult. Just because her iframes work so weirdly.
Okay, let's see how AZ handles it.
I was going to do the crouch strat. With that jump slash, I think it makes it a lot easier.
I'm pretty sure you need to do that. ATZ cleans up very nicely. I opt to stay on the platform with Master Sword and not get knocked off, because there is a chance if you stay on the platform and you're a bit too far back, you'll get knocked off the edge. And then it's just game over.
Oh yeah, that's another good point. ATZ doesn't have Big Goron Sword or Hammer, so he has to do Ganon with Nuts.
It's also very true.
Whereas Glitchy can just equip his Big Goron Sword and do the crouch tab strat.
I will ask about the tech type. Jason X. Receives the Fire Medallion. Glitchy cleaning up the Iron Knuckles. Ooh, does not get the quick. And we'll have to opt to doing both of them.
ATZ, that's the wrong song. You're already here.
You're already here, ATZ.
And he warped.
Look, these are just 500 IQ plays. We're not in the tournament. We don't know what's going on. ATZ knows what's up. I think he's realized that.
Okay, there we go. Oof.
So I think this is a lesson for all racers who participate in the weekly. Once you do Spirit Temple, please play Requiem afterwards. That's the ATZ strat right there. And he's a very good racer, so clearly we have to do that. Lead by example.
Yeah, suddenly he just wrong warped to Ganon, and he won the race somehow. It was weird.
Glitchy now at Ganondorf.
Alright, so at this point, it's gonna take dying to Ganon
Pretty
and doing
much.
the escape. Maybe even dying twice.
I would say once would be enough. Though sub 3 unfortunately passes us by. Though it definitely could have been possible.
Yeah, the seed could definitely have been a sub 3, no problem.
I'd say sub 2.5 if they got the tech tight early.
Yeah.
Okay. Quick spins. Oh, but
Ooh, what the heck just happened?
I've never seen that happen. But Glitchy had very fast reflexes to adjust for that.
That ball just, like, came back.
Cycle. Done very nicely. With the Big Goron Sword, it's pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah, he almost missed it there.
Yeah, Big Goron was pose. And I loved that Glitchy went for it. It took 30-40 seconds, especially with fast Epona, to grab that, and it saved him more time than that.
Yeah, I honestly, I want to ask ATZ the decision not to just get Big Goron.
ATZ trying to fish out the third fishing minigame here, as he's done the other two. A little bit of a struggle, but finally gets it. He's going to drag it into the corner to initiate the quick kill. Whilst Glitchy on Ganon himself.
I wasn't paying attention. If Glitchy did not store Master Sword damage, that would be a little bit helpful for ATZ. But ATZ once again cannot do the strat with Master Sword damage anyway, so it's going to take the same amount of time.
I think he's realized what he's done.
Yep, he didn't store the damage.
Oh, what have you done, Glitchy, you fool? It's going for hookshot strats, doesn't even do the Deku Nut.
I always used light arrows on the tail because I thought they did more damage until I found out I was wrong.
Everything does 1 point of damage except for the Master Sword, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, that's how it works.
Glitchy. You must be embarrassed for getting to stall the jump slash again. I've done it myself, personally, and I know it's just the worst feeling.
Oh yeah, and he's probably sweating right now, thinking that if he's probably tied with ATZ,
Like,
if not
thinking,
behind
oh my
him.
god, what have I done? So one more hit from Glitchy. Good lord. Or maybe, okay, well, maybe Glitchy knows he's ahead. He's styling on ATZ. He's like, I don't need Deku Nuts. I don't need Big Goron Sword. I'm just gonna use the hook shot.
Yeah, that would be some real disrespect right there. The throwdown.
ATZ about 4 minutes behind, but it is too little too late as Glitchy finishing off Ganon. Oh, but This cannon is giving him a run for his money, I'll give him that. So that's his second hit, I believe. Just a few more. Come on, Glitchy. End this seed once and for all. One more should do it.
He is having a
There we
time
go.
with Ganon. There we go.
Look. Ganon being stunned by Zelda, Glitchy waiting for his sword to glow blue, and will end the seed with a very respectable time, I feel. Any seed that's even close to 3 hours is just amazing.
This guy's got the insider information, dude. This guy actually picked ATZ to lose the first round.
Ooh. And that is it. That is the end.
That is it. Glitchy
3
taking
hours,
it.
3 minutes, and 59 seconds for Glitchymon.
GG. We have the second big
Losers
upset.
bracket is going to be a massacre. Marco and ATC are down there.
Yeah.
Trez, did you slip Glitchy the spoiler log to make sure he won?
What? No. I'm not going
Right.
that far.
But like, just slip me 100 and then I won't say anything.
So this actually gives us ATZ versus Dotso in the lower bracket, which is already crazy. And sadly, ATZ decided to forfeit instantly
Ooh.
afterwards. So yeah.
Losers bracket is going to be so fun to watch. It'll be a bloodbath.
So
Yeah.
this was a good seed, by the way. It wasn't all dungeons.
That was, yeah.
Bruce letter though.
That's I think what cost ATZ the race is he just went really hard on those skulls.
Are we going to be getting him to interview?
Yeah.
One thing to note is there's still someone in the predictions that's completely right.
They're just a prophet. An
Yeah.
absolute god.
Be right back. Give me a second. Glitchy will be right
Alright.
here. There we
I
go.
joined the
Welcome.
wrong server.
Welcome, Glitchy. I will be right
Well
back.
played, Glitchy.
Congratulations.
Oh boy, what a seat this was. This was an amazing seat to watch because you both did different routes and then decided to do each other's route.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, so what exactly happened? Can you give a little bit of detail?
So there was a defining point in this run. You decided to go GTG and got the bomb bag, whilst ATC decided to Child 2 and got trolled by Skullmask with the Kakiri sword. That was fun. But pretty much got nothing and then GTG afterwards, whilst you decided after GTG to go and do the child checks. What made you decide to do that over just finishing the Dongo, since you hadn't entered there at that point?
Well, I had hookshot and bow, and I was very much inclined to. Basically, I was inclined to. So I was thinking, okay, so I got silver scale.
Mm-hmm.
So silver scale unlocks this many checks. If I go to training grounds right now, I'm gonna get a lot more checks
Mm-hmm.
than those measly checks because I still don't have bomb bag. And there's no guarantee that if I go to that area, I'm going to get a bomb bag.
Hmm.
And since I also need bomb chews, I have that much more of a chance to get them in GDG.
Mm-hmm.
So I made the play to go there. I skipped archery because it was nighttime, and I made that
Yeah.
risky play.
But it was really
And-
nice for you because you found the slingshot as well. So when you did go back, you cleared it all at once, whereas ATC had to go back again after GTG to do the grottos and the target in woods.
Oh, he had to go where?
So what ATC did, he did not go GTG. He decided to clean up Child without the bomb bag or the slingshot. He found nothing, did what you did, and then came back to clean up a third time, pretty much.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that is not good, unfortunately.
But yeah, I basically skipped a lot of more time-consuming checks and hoped it paid off. So I skipped frogs, I skipped archery. I was actually on my way to get iron boots. I was about to head back to archery, but I thought I'd check the iron boots grotto because it was in logic.
Mm-hmm.
And once I got that, I immediately just hit Shadow, and all my
And
items came into place.
Shadow Temple was amazing. I've never seen a Shadow Temple that stacked.
I was fully expecting to have to get Rudo's letter on 50 skulls.
ATC was pretty much going for every Sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the biggest question on everyone's mind. So when you found out the way of the hero hints and you saw Rudo's letter, what were you thinking?
I was thinking I'm gonna clear out more of the overworld, get the easy skulls, and I'm not gonna really prioritize them because it could be 50 skull seed, it could not be 50 skull seed. I'm still missing magic, so I'm more likely to find magic somewhere that's not in Ice Cavern or Jabu because there's 2 magic locations. So I think going out of my way for 50 skulls, I think, is a more of a risky play, and I still have a lot of the overworld to clear out. So I did get bugs, I did go for grottos, I got, I think, around 26 or 28 skulls when I finished. And
Makes sense, because not every item is going to be behind Ice Cavern or Jabu if you're really unfortunate. So you still have to do the overworld checks anyway.
yeah, and I did get Skull Mask, and I was kind of disappointed, but I went pretty out of the way for it.
Oh, that Kikiri sword was amazing.
But what was wrong with the Kikiri sword?
I would have preferred 5 rupees there, instead of Kikiri telling you to do child fishing.
Because, I mean, what I did there was I still haven't cleared the overworld, so instead of clearing it before, I did child fishing, and since I found nothing, I just cleared it anyway.
Yeah, it was a safe bet. So,
But-
when you found the Texite magic, what were you thinking? Were you thinking you were behind at that point, or were you confident?
Actually, yes, I was actually thinking I was very far behind. Because what could have definitely been better in my routing is if, as soon as I got Iron Boots, I could have gone adult and just checked some small stuff. I could have definitely done that. I mean, it's a pretty risky play in general, but if I just saw that I got Iron Boots, I think I still had a little bit of Child to clear out still. So I decided to still clear out Child as much as I could, and not get the really long checks, and then just go adult and see what I can find, because I was thinking of going DC, I was thinking of going back to Guru Training Grounds area, but I decided just to clear out Child, but I really could have done that earlier, and that would have saved me probably like 30-40 minutes.
Everything was just behind that magic in the Tektite Grotto, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep, and that was the only magic available, because the second magic was behind Silver Gauntlets, which was behind magic.
Oh,
and both
yeah.
the double magic and gold gauntlets were in spirit.
Yeah, I was expecting to have to get Sculptula, so I did get some of them in spirit, but as soon as I found Mirror Shield, I just stopped. Because I was pretty sure I was in go mode.
Yeah, at that point you had everything you needed. That shadow was stacked. I'd say at that point you were about 15 minutes ahead.
Really?
Yes, you were
Yeah.
about 15 minutes. You lost some time because ATC got the boss key in Water Temple and just left, whereas you did every single check in there. So by the end, ATC was about 5 minutes behind you.
Really?
Yeah, when you finished, he was, I believe, in the Denalphos room, or the Lisphos room?
The Stalfos room in Ganon's castle.
Oh, it was the Stalfos room.
Oh, I guess I got pretty lucky then, because, I don't know if everybody saw my Deku tree.
Oh, we did.
I mean, we can talk about that if you want. That was...
Well, I can explain why I lost my stick. So basically, what you normally do for Deku tree, at least what I do, is I have 2 sticks for broken stick. But the main problem there is that what I normally do, it saves like a few frames, is I jump slash against the wall so that the stick doesn't collide with the wall I get close enough. But I guess I was in some strange spot, which caused the stick to break, so I had to do jump slashes for Goma, and I ran nuts. So what I did instead, I was pretty sure there was nothing was going to be there, so once I did get the hint for Deku Tree, I did come back and beat Goma. But at that point, I think I lost 45 minutes, which is a pretty big time chunk.
Really rough.
And my rupee routing was messed up because I kept losing sticks.
For most of that early one, especially in the Sun Song Grave, those packs were not playing nice. You had
Oh
to...
yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's pretty precise, and it doesn't help if you have low health.
It was unfortunate, but I've
And
been
no
in the
nuts.
exact same position.
Yeah, no nuts either. So I mean, that's definitely a lot more doable if you do have Deku nuts. But since I didn't really have too much time to buy any, or I forgot, because I was just rushing stuff basically.
So there was actually a really interesting point in this scene. Now, the second bomb bag was in Water Temple. If ATZ he dipped water just because it was required. If he had decided to have done that and got the bomb bag instead of the boss key, he bailed after boss key. It would have been a very different run.
Definitely, because that I was thinking, oh no, when I saw it. But I was kind of thinking, oh whatever, because you'd have to clear out, like, you would need bomb bag to full clear water. So it wouldn't really make any sense whatsoever for me personally to go into water without bombs, because I'd be missing quite a few checks. So I don't think a Nat would do the same either. So
Fortunately for you, AZC went to the boss key instead and missed out on the second bomb bag.
but you have more questions for me?
Techno, do you have any questions?
Not really.
Oh, there's actually one other point I want to point out. ATC was the first person to get Stone of Agony and lost. It is a
That's
cursed
true.
item. The curse still stands.
Yeah, he got the Stone of Agony first. Like, speaking of the Stone of Agony, one point I do want to make is that I was very, very unsure of what way the hero was in Composer Grave. Because that was a very confusing hint. So I had 3 things I can do, and I basically accounted for all 3. So I went out of my way to plant the bean in front of Spirit, to make sure that could be on the way of the hero.
We assumed it was Requiem for either Saras or the light arrows you found.
Right.
Yeah, because I actually didn't account for Sirius at all. I completely forgot. That was...
You went was all dungeons, the Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, I saw that. And I was thinking, when I found light arrows, I hope there's nothing else here.
I would say my favorite play of this was literally you grabbing the big Goron sword from Big Pose. ATC didn't do it. It was 30-40 seconds, and you made up that time throughout the entire run with that thing.
Well, funny little story. I actually didn't know what a shield destroyer was. I looked in the hint list and couldn't find anything. So I thought, I've never seen this before. I should check what it is, and it was Big Round Sword. Oh, okay. I mean, this isn't too bad.
Yeah, it saved you a lot of time, although you did forget to jump slash at cannon.
Well, I mean, I did kind of forget that I can actually do crouch stab damage with. I always have hammer, so I kind of forgot that I could use Big Round Sword to store the crouch stab damage.
At that point, were you just sweating buckets, thinking ATC is right here with me?
I was more thinking to myself, just don't look at IRC, do not look at IRC, do not look at IRC, and that was like for the last 15 minutes of the race.
Well, I'm out of questions. You played very well, Glitchy. We'll ignore the Goma part.
Yes, please ignore, please erase it from my track record.
Yeah, just delete the VOD, never happened. But
Yeah,
it was a very
delete-
well played seed.
Delete the VOD, okay. But you have any more questions for me?
Techno, do you have anything?
Nope.
Alright. Who will you be playing next, Glitchy? Tresco, do you have that?
He is gonna play Juke.
Well, good luck to me, I guess.
Good luck.
Because Juke is a pretty good player, RTA runner, so I guess I might have to work a little harder. Well, I mean, I don't know how I can work harder than playing against a Nat, but I'm gonna have to work harder on my movement, because my movement in the early game was very bad.
Without the Goma mistake, you would have been about 10 minutes ahead of ATZ, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
That's actually a good question. I have one final question. At what point in this run did you think you were ahead?
None, actually.
None.
I didn't think I was ahead at all. Like, I was just looking at IRC. Why hasn't ATZ finished? Basically.
He was just banking on Rudo's letter, I guess. He was really adamant on getting 50 skulls.
Yeah. And then he did Dodongo's Cavern in its entirety.
Ooh, okay, so that's where.
Yeah, if he didn't do Dodongos, this would have been neck and neck.
Yeah, definitely. I actually probably would have lost because of again jump slashes because it took like I think 40 or 50 seconds. Can't remember.
True, but at that point, ATZ did not have any way to do jump slash storage.
He did not have the hammer or the big Goron sword, so he'd be the exact same position.
Hmm.
Did you guys hear me talking to the TMC guys in the second interview I'm doing at the same time?
A little bit.
Oh shit, sorry.
Not a whole lot. It was in the background.
I was
I
trying.
accidentally joined that.
I was trying, but yeah. Doing 2 interviews at the same time is kinda hard.
Just multitasking.
So, yeah. ATZ didn't join us sadly, so I guess we are going to cut this here. Cause else, Hey Glitchy, are you restreaming the weekly?
I want to, but I actually have to head out in 40 minutes, unfortunately.
All good.
I would have actually wanted to do it, but something came up, so I gotta ditch.
If you want and go to bed early, you could do the European weekly tomorrow.
The weekly.
The European Weekly, I think I can do that. What time is it again?
That's 9 AM EDT. That's when Glitchy is usually still asleep for 5 more hours, by the way.
Why do you say that?
Just cause I can, you know?
Okay.
That's how I roll. You know I'm a freaking bully.
This guy's such a bully, man.
You seem more supportive than any other bully I've ever seen, so I think that's a lie.
Aw, that's sweet.
Oh, that was really sweet, actually. Okay.
He's the best.
Oh, okay, we're stopping the stream here. There's nothing.
Wrap it up. So when is the NA Weekly? Is it in an hour and a half, I believe?
Yeah, NA Weekly's up in an hour and a half. The room is already open. And quick announcement, this will be the first official restreamed race on version 3.0. So if you want to join it, give it a try. We have a new rule set that was defined by a poll amongst accessible runners. It will have a fast Epona in it and stuff. But it will also have the old hint system, so get used to that.
Get used to it.
Yeah.
I need to set up my stream for that fun race.
So we are cutting here, and we'll be back in roughly 90 minutes. So please be back by then, and thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks everyone for watching. Stone of Agony is a curse.
Oh yeah, also shoutouts to commentators Techno and Monstrous, and to our trackers to Blade Fang, and to oh shit.
God, you can do it.
To Tomaltex 13. I got it.
There you go.
Dang, I got it. Bye guys.
Shout out to the trackers. They were amazing. Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That Shadow Temple is so hype.
Ooh. Bro.
That's how we knew not to go into Dodongo's cavern.
Just don't do Dodongos.
Yes, I was clearly cheating. Let me open my third eye and use my psychic powers to determine the rando and beat every single racers. Absolutely. Can confirm. I'm cheating.
Well, it's not cheating, it's natural abilities right there. All natural.
Well, but then randomizer would never be random anymore.
Maybe you're just that good. Everyone should just develop ESV.
Holy shit, what a good idea. We'd destroy the economy. Like, basically randomizer tournaments would basically be how far ahead in the future you can see or some shit.
Alright, be careful what you say. Apparently they can hear us.
Holy shit, oh no.
Oh no. Oh dear.